It's a big game. People want us to fail and people want us to win, and there's far more want us to fail than there is to win. So that's what our team, and that's what we like. The expectancy, though, is something that we get excited about, and I'm absolutely expect us to go really well this year.
I'm a natural born fighter.
Featherstone on the attack again. Now they've got bodies in motion. Big chance here. A little pass at the line, and they're trying to pass away over again. Got the numbers. Here's Pickersgill gets the pass away. Rovers are in. Briscoe going for the corner. Flying finish from Luke Briscoe. All going for the line. He loves to try against York.
Welcome to week 2 of the Betfred Championship here on Premier Sports, and what a cracker we have for you tonight. We're in Featherstone as Brian McDermott's men look to build on a strong showing last week with a host of new faces set to play tonight. And it's the bookies' second favourites that are in town tonight. After a winning start to the season, Adrian Lamb brings his Leigh side to Post Office Road, looking to inflict an early blow in the battle for championship supremacy. It may be early, but make no mistake about it, this is a big one. Featherstone Rovers versus Leigh Centurions, all live here on Premier Sports. Thank you so much for joining us for more Monday night Rugby League action. And the big games means the big names. So I'm delighted to say that alongside me once again, we have Leon and Kev. Boys, thank you so much for joining us. First off, Leon, well done for getting here, because let us all know where you were earlier today.
Well, we're on my halfway to Leigh before I realised that we were at Featherstone tonight, so I had to turn around at Rochdale and drive back at about 100 mile an hour, so hopefully I've got no speeding tickets. One
thing he is very happy about, though, is that although he got here quite late, you might remember if you joined us last Monday that Kev was donning a heated gilet. Leon, would you like to show us what you're wearing tonight?
Yeah.
Can't have anything for myself.
Heated gilet, friends! Can you do it on a cold Monday night in Featherstone, lads?
I've not been calling him all the time. I'm not a tough rugby player anymore. I can be soft. I can be soft now.
We love you for it. Let's talk about the rugby, because this is a fascinating fixture, isn't it, Leon?
This is the best fixture. This is the best round of the week. Obviously, two of the favourites to finish top of the league. I think Featherstone are going to be a little bit more battle-hardened because of their performance against York. That was a really tough, physical, hard game. It drained a lot out of them. I think the game for Leigh against Whitehaven is a bit of a walkover. I thought Whitehaven were very, very poor, very, very soft, defensively poor. So when you win big, easy games, it's hard to you can paper over the cracks. So for me, I think Featherstone are much more better prepared tonight.
Kev, how excited are you for this one?
Really excited for a few reasons. One of the battle of the forwards in the bog a bit, so that's going to be really good. Then watching the halfbacks throw the ball out to the centres, Nene McDonald up against Joey Leilou is going to be terrific. Just that contest on its own, and then finally seeing if Ross asked Brian McDermott if he's under any pressure tonight.
That's what we're all waiting for, really, isn't it? But you mentioned the weather. Before we came on air, it was absolutely chucking it down, wasn't it, boys? What's it like playing when it has chucked it down, Leon?
Horrific.
In a word.
Horrific, yeah. Well, what it does is it doesn't allow you to play free-flowing rugby league. You've got to try and drop the ball off inside a little bit more. You've got to kick early, and you've got to let the opposition make errors, because there's going to be a lot of drop ball. The ball's going to be slippy, the ball's going to be wet. It's all about ball control and having patience. So the weather has a massive difference. Also, this pitch has a massive hill. So, it'll be to Featherstone's advantage.
I tell you what, it's got all the makings of a great game tonight, but we've had an interesting time in the Championship already this weekend, haven't we, Jodie Cunningham and Ross Fidders?
Thanks, Emma. Do you know what? I'm feeling the pressure now. We should stop going on about that. I'm stressed out. But you know what? The party is popping off here at Featherstone. Even the cheerleaders has been out braving the cold. So, is this a dress rehearsal for the £1 million game? I know it's only game 2, but everyone's getting hyped about it, aren't they, Jodie?
Yeah, I mean, it's really early in the season to make any assumptions, but I don't think anyone would be shocked if this was the £1 million game. The signings both teams have made in the off-season, I think, it's been really impressive, and we're going to have the opportunity to see them tonight.
And as we know, this is the last game of round 2. So, like we did last week, let's recap on all the other games that took place yesterday and see how they're all getting on. So, I mean, looking at that, Barrow, they're off to a flying start. It's amazing really, Jodie, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 from 2, new into the championship. I don't think anybody could have asked for anything more from them. They've not had easy games either in Sheffield and Whitehaven. I think it's been really tough for them. So yeah, very, very impressive from them, especially braving the weather that they had to deal with over the weekend.
And what about Widnes? Have they been overlooked? What a thumping they gave Workington.
I think so. I think with all the talk about Leigh and Featherstone, Widnes will be putting their name in the hat to be part of that £1 million game and possible promotion. They've performed really well, put some points across the board. Simon Finnegan really happy with Matty Smith, experienced half-back there. So definitely think we've got a shock there from Widnes. They've been overlooked at the start of the season.
Well, there we go. Well, Featherstone are just coming out now. Let's hand up to Mark. You know, there's some big name debuts coming onto the pitch tonight. So over to you, Mark.
So debut for Joey Leilua in the centre. It's one of 3 changes for Featherstone, who beat York last week. Gail Holmes and Senny Lefeo all drop out. Leilua in the centre. Ben Helliwell makes his debut against his former club, and Dane Chisholm is back. It's Morgan Smith partnering Dane Chisholm at half-back. Cuthbertson will debut from the bench, and John Davis makes his 250th career appearance. For Leigh, 2 changes for them after the win over Whitehaven last week. Chamberlain and Sidlow drop out. Wardle and McDonald stand by for their Leigh debuts. Nene McDonald caught the eye with a hat-trick last week, while Saints loaning Aaron Smith starts at hooker. He'll be interesting how he gets on. He'll be pivotal if Leigh are going to win here tonight. It's Featherstone against Leigh.
Cheers for that, Mark. Thank you very much. To be honest with you, lads, I'm just buzzing that we all got back for round 2, aren't you? I'm delighted.
Buzzing, yeah.
Right, do not go anywhere, because after the break we are going to hear from Adrian Lamb and Ross's mate, Brian McDermott. Welcome back to the Millennium Stadium in Featherstone. Not long to go until kick-off here for Featherstone and Leigh. A reminder of what we've got coming up in February for you. On the 14th, love will be in the air as Leigh welcome the Bradford Bulls. And on the 21st of February, we're in Dewsbury as the Rams take on the Widnes Vikings at the Tetley Stadium. Both games live on Premier Sports 1. Leigh head coach Adrian Lamb has joined us pitch side. And Adrian, first off, I can only apologise for dragging you through the mud in what are very smart shoes. But thank you so much for joining us.
No, that's okay. Try to avoid the pitch. It could be worse. I could be playing. So
this is true.
This
is true. How are you finding your time at Leigh, Adrian?
Yeah, I've loved it every minute so far. You know, it's been a bit of a change up and a bunch of new faces and staff, but you know they've been great so far. I'm really enjoying it.
And how are those new faces feeling ahead of tonight?
Yeah, they've trained pretty well over the pre-season. You know, conditions tonight, as you can see in the background, are quite horrific. So just going to have to adjust our game slightly and hopefully, you know, be the smarter team.
Adrian, I actually think we've got one of the toughest jobs in the championship. Derek Beaumont's very, very demanding. He takes control a lot of the team and the organisation. He has a lot to say. How do you handle that pressure?
Look, Derek's been great with me, and the other great part of this team is Chris Chester, who's come on board as the rugby director. So the relationship I've had with Chris prior to being at Leigh, firstly as a player playing with him, but now working closely with him to get the squad up to the numbers has been outstanding, and that's been certainly helped.
Do you feel that takes a little bit of pressure off yourself?
Yeah, I don't really feel that sort of pressure. No, to be honest with you. No, I just get on with it, just deal with it.
Just
cool as a cucumber, isn't he? Eh? Joe Wardle being back tonight. How much of a bonus is that, Adrian?
Yeah, it's massive bonus for us. He's missed a lot of rugby over the last couple of years, and just his leadership and his seniority within the group is important to us. And you know, he's a tough player that's been around for a long time.
Adrian, obviously an ex-half-back. How impressed have you been with Joe Mellor and Ben Reynolds?
Yeah, it's you know, I haven't had much to do with them, obviously, only having them over the pre-season, but both have certainly stood up and helped out. Two smart halves, and hopefully play a smart kicking game for us tonight and help us towards that 2 points at the end. But you know, I've got a whole season to work with them, and I'm looking forward to that. Adrian
Lamb, thank you so much. We're going to let you get out of the mud now. Sorry for ruining your shoes. Best of luck for tonight. Thank you very much. Right, let's hear from both camps now with Russ Fidders and Jodie Cunningham.
So, firstly, Adam, obviously new role as player coach at the Rovers here. You've had lots of experience in coaching in the women's game, obviously great success, Challenge Cup, Grand Finals at Leeds Rhinos. How's the transition been into player coaching the men's game, and how are you finding that dynamic?
Yeah, it's been a tough transition. I've only been on board probably about 4 weeks now, so it's just first and foremost getting into camp and getting the buy-in from the players, which I have, which has been great, and it's helped me be able to, you know, balance that role of, as you say, coach-player.
Absolutely, and there's been lots of impressive signings, lots of new faces around the club. How's everyone gelling and fitting in at the start of the season? Yeah, it's been great. As I say, I've only been around a few weeks now, but yeah, we've had a couple of new signings come in just this last 2 weeks. One in my old mate BJ there, and he's going to be a great addition. He brings a lot of experience, and he's just a brilliant player as well. So really looking forward to seeing him out in the field tonight, seeing how he can go in the championship. 100%. And last weekend, great performance, good victory over a resilient York side. Obviously, you've mentioned some of the new names this week. What does tonight look like? What does success look like building on last week? Obviously, Leigh are a really good team, and York gave us a really good battle last week. I think for us to be successful going forward, we just need to really keep focusing on us and improving week in and week out. If we continue to do that, then you know, hopefully we can create some momentum. Absolutely, and don't want to talk too much about pressure, but you must feel the pressure in terms of, you know, being named as favourites. How are you feeling going into the season with being named as favourites? I heard the way Brian answered this last week. I'm not gonna follow suit. Obviously, there's a bit of pressure that comes with being named favourites, and you know, especially with some of the recruits we've been making in the last couple of weeks and during the pre-season. But I think, you know, we're all professional, so we're here to do a job, and you know, everyone wants to win at the end of the day. So we're just going to do our best, work hard on us, and hopefully that's enough. Brilliant. Thanks, Adam. Cheers.
Joe, captain, fantastic. Big clash tonight, you know. There's been a lot of hype about the game. What's been the mood in camp this week?
Yeah, there has, and I think everyone's right. It's probably going to be a big game tonight, and no, but we're building. I think last week was a good performance by us, and hopefully we can go better this week.
Now, as my research tells me, Leigh haven't won away from home for almost 2 years. Is that a concern tonight?
No, it's not. That's not been mentioned. I don't think we've even thought about it. But yeah, that'll probably be from our poor performances last year. But no, looking forward to tonight anyway.
And going back to last week, there were some outstanding performances. What have you taken away from that game?
Yeah, like I say, because we're a pretty new team altogether, so we're just trying to build through the week in training and build the performances each weekend. So just take some confidence from last week's result.
But I know Adrian Lamb's not a perfectionist, or he is a perfectionist, sorry. You know, there were a few areas to fix, he said, from last week. What were they?
Yeah, definitely. I think the one try that we let in was pretty soft on our part, so I think that was one thing that we'd like to fix from last week. And everybody jumping on board to what we're doing in training and just trying to tweak them things that we want to get perfect.
Well, listen, warm up. Good luck tonight and enjoy the game.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks, no worries.
Kev, I want to talk to you about Joe Mellor because he was your former halfback partner, wasn't he, at Widnes? What does he bring to this Leigh side?
Well, he brings what all good halfbacks bring in terms of X factor, a good kicking game, but a very good running game. But I think what stands him out in front of a lot of halfbacks, especially on a night like tonight, is his toughness and his effort. You know, some people come here tonight and not fancy this. You know, sat in a little change rooms on a muddy field, but Joe Mellor thrives in these conditions. I've played with him. It's the opposite to me, really. He gets his arm sleeves rolled up and gets stuck in.
And he has the ability, doesn't he, to create something out of nothing, Joe?
He does. He'll kick for himself. He'll kick for his teammates. And you know, defending against him is really tricky because the variation of attack he's got is very hard to defend against. On a night like this, it might take something special to unlock these defences.
Jodie's joined us now. Thank you, Jodie, for joining us. Let's talk about Nenny McDonald because he is a standout as well tonight, isn't he?
100%. Really impressed with his performance last week. You know, 3 tries, also set up a try. He showcased everything, really, that he had to offer in terms of big, strong centre, good footwork, and also his passing game as well. I think his winged partnership is going to really thrive this season because of the focus the defence are going to have on him.
And getting off to such a good start means he's going to be keen to build on that tonight.
Absolutely. You know, he's got experience, he's got an NRL experience, he's played internationally in World Cup, so he's used to the pressure, he's used to performing, and he'll absolutely want to do that for Leigh tonight.
Yeah, and let's talk, Leon, about Joe Wardle as well, who, of course, we heard from Adrian earlier, makes his debut tonight. Big night for him.
Joe Wardle's been a fantastic player for a very long time. I think his only problem is his injuries. He's really struggled for the last 2 or 3 years with really bad injuries. He's a really tough, hard-working, good line-hitting back rower. He had a lot of influence on my son at Huddersfield. His brother's a very talented player. He'll bring the experience, he'll bring the knowledge, and he'll guide this team around the field. But yeah, it'll be invaluable tonight.
Certainly will, and that vast experience is so key in a game like this.
You need your experienced players, you need your senior players to lead you around the field, because the young boys, you know, some of them can get a little bit too cocky at times, a bit above themselves, and you need to make sure that they keep grounded and listen to the older heads and follow their guidance.
Thank you, Leon. Right, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's get the thoughts of Brian McDermott.
Brian, strong start last week against York, but all eyes on tonight. Are you hoping to lay down the gauntlet and make a statement?
Well, we'd like to. I thought it was a shaky start against York last week, but I thought overall a strong performance. But yeah, I mean, we'd like to win tonight. We'd like to play well. But round 2, you know, we've got to be careful not to read too much into either result today.
And you said last week, you know, it's good to win, but it's also important to be exposed. Tonight will be a real test for you, will it?
Yes, I mean, look, we had a really good run out last week against York, and probably we found out more about ourselves than possibly Leigh did by putting 50 on Whitehaven. So, you know, I don't know if we've had a more of a testing week really, and looking at some things and fixing some things up. And I'm sure after tonight's game, win or lose, you know, we're going to get exposed in some areas because they're a good team and a big team, and just recently was in Super League. So, in terms of a standard that we haven't played so far in the one game, you know, it'll be up a couple of notches, and it wasn't expected, the rain, was it? And here we go, sideways rain. Whenever something's going sideways, you know you're in trouble.
And speaking of the weather, how much is that going to affect tonight's performance?
Well, I don't think either team wants it. You know, when they're up for 5 drives and a kick and up your jumper stuff and keep it nice and wet. That's not us. And I know it's not Leigh, so we'll have to deal with it.
And just a word on the squad. Leigh Lewis in, Cuthbertson potentially making a debut, Chisholm back.
Yep.
How much of a boost is that?
Well, we're going to rotate the squad all year, and we've rolled a few in from last week. So good to have these guys and give them some game time. And over the next 6 or 7 rounds, I don't know if I'll be settled on any particular 17. I think we'll just have to keep finding out what that is in the early stage of the season. So hopefully these guys get enough game time and they come out of it uninjured. And certainly Joey knows a little bit more about wet weather football after this game.
Absolutely. Well, get yourself dry. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you.
That was it.
Brian McDermott as honest as ever there. And let's talk about some of this Featherstone side. We'll start with Brandon Pickersgill, Leon, who I know you were particularly impressed with last week.
I've been impressed with him for a while. 2017, I went back to the Bradford Bulls. I shouldn't have done. I was overweight. I had one knee. And anyway, Pickersgill was there in the team at the time, and it was looking okay, but he got himself into fantastic shape. He's trained really hard over the years. He's a support player. He picks the right side most of the time. He's always around the action. His attitude's fantastic. And for me, he will be the player of the year this year. He's my favourite for the player of the year.
The atmosphere here is incredible. And Kev, one man that they're certainly looking forward to seeing tonight is Joey Leilua.
Yeah, and I am. I've just been looking at him there and he looks in great shape. He's just come home for a boxing fight against Chris Ironton in Australia. He's a 2-time Dally M Centre of the Year. So he's all quality, but very, very physical. And if he catches a few tonight with his shoulder, then I think a few of them will be sat down.
I think even just having his presence on the field can be intimidating for any opposition, can't it?
Yeah, you've got an answer for that with Nene McDonald on the other side. I think the battle between them two, both will be looking at them to get over each other for each other's respective teams for winning this game.
And Jodie, Adam Cuthbertson, obviously you've spoken to him, and he can have a big influence in this role as player-coach, can't he?
Absolutely. He's a vastly experienced player. He's got quality from both sides of the field, obviously as a coach, and he will be a real leader in this side. His offload game is fantastic, and he's going to be a big impact player tonight for Featherstone.
I think the thing is about Cuthbertson is a prop forward, and props' jobs is to carry the ball and defend very, very hard, but he's a ball playing forward, so he likes to have a double option. He likes to have 2 players outside him, show and go, but he must make sure he defends well, because sometimes he can be a little bit backwards in defence. So first and foremost, as a forward, as a prop forward, you have got to defend first and defend strong, so that's got to be the first priority.
Kev, we saw obviously a phenomenal performance last Monday, but there are areas where Featherstone can improve, aren't there?
Yeah, there are, and we mentioned last week about the kicking game. I think Tom Holmes is probably a casualty off the back of that. The kicking game, a couple of kicks went out on the full tonight. Dane Chisholm gets his chance. As we see here, a couple of the kicks, they're in good position, but unfortunately at the end of it the result ends up in a kick out on the full.
What also it shows though is that Brian McDermott is not scared to say, if you're not performing, I will drop you. We have got quality in the stands. If you don't perform, I'm going to drop you.
Exactly. Well, it makes for a very exciting game, doesn't it, guys? Kev, what's your predictions for this one?
I think Fev just at home. I can't split them, but just with the home patch and the bog, I think Fev just.
You're going Fev. What about you, Leon?
I'm going to go a tight scoreline, not very high scoreline, but Fev win.
Jodie?
Clean sweep, agree. I think it's going to be a really tight scoreline, but Fev might just pip it.
All in favour of Fev here. Huge game. Kickoff is fast approaching. Stay where you are. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back to Monday Night Rugby League on Premier Sports. The two most fancied teams in the Betfred Championship are ready to put on a show. So let's head over to our commentary team for all the action. Kev Brown, Leon Price, but first, Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Emma. Big night in the Championship. Big crowd as well here at the Millennium Stadium. Looking forward to it. Tough conditions in store as the Leigh side out there. But let's get the team news then. A debut for Joey Leilua in the centre for Featherstone. It's one of 3 changes from the Rovers side that beat York last week. Gail Holmes and Senny Lefeo are all out. Leilua, Helliwell and Chisholm come in. Interesting to see back rower Ben Helliwell named against his former club at centre tonight with Josh Hardcastle in the pack. It's Smith and Chisholm at half-back. Cuthbertson will make his debut from the bench and John Davis stands by for his 250th career appearance. For Leigh, well, they make 2 changes from their win over Whitehaven. Chedlin and Sidlow miss out as Joe Wardle and James McDonald stand by for their Centurions debut. Nenny McDonald caught the eye with a hat-trick last week, whilst St Helens Loney Aaron Smith starts at hooker. He'll need a big game if Leigh are going to win here tonight. Here come Featherstone then. Buoyant after that victory at York last week. They were there in big numbers, the Rovers fans. They're here in big numbers again here tonight. Looking forward to what should be another cracker here on Premier Sports. There are the opposition. Joe Wardle making his debut, much experienced. And before kick-off, we are going to have a minute's applause here in memory of Adam Hall, a Rovers fan who sadly passed away with illness at just the age of 30 last week. And Rovers are going to pay their respects here ahead of kick-off. Respect there for Adam Hall, lifelong Rovers fan who sadly passed away. Our thoughts are with his family and friends at this terrible time. The action about to get underway and Featherstone going to go up the hill in the first half. Kevin Brown alongside us. We talk every week about the importance of a kicking game, but the slope on this field is such an advantage when you're going down it, Kev. Leigh have got to be on point early on here.
They have. If they can defend well, they can defend and cut that territory and put some pressure on the kick. We saw last week that Featherstone's kicking game was questioned. They've changed personnel and looking for a different answer tonight. But I'm sure this first set's going to be physical. There's going to be lots of fireworks.
Yeah, we're expecting fireworks tonight. Leon Price here with us. The conditions are tough here tonight, Leon. Thankfully, the rain has eased off somewhat, but the pitch is a tough one.
Yeah, the pitch is a tough one. What the players are going to have to do, both teams are going to have to kick early, kick play 3, kick play 4, and then look to force an error. You can't try play expansive rugby in this kind of weather. It's too slippy, it's too wet, and you need possession, so you need to complete them sets.
You can see the mud there around the ball. Robert Hicks, the man in the middle as we get underway. Leigh in the red and white. A high kick going to be caught. What a catch that was, by the way, from Dane Chisholm. Well, he missed the game last week, and that was a nightmare scenario for him there, catching that one.
Yeah, big question mark over his fitness with the strapping on his knee, but he looked fine there. Chased the ball, and he looks like he's playing 80 minutes already.
He does indeed, as Wildy just pops the ball up. Featherstone going up the hill here. Believe me, if you've not been to Post Office Road in Old Money, it's a big hill as well. And the forwards are going to do it tough as they make their way up to the 40-metre line. Featherstone now, they are going to kick here. Chisholm right-footed up towards the top corner, trying to turn round Aikins, the full-back, had to just wait for it to land. What's the Fev chase like? I think Brian McDermott will be pretty pleased with that opening set.
Yeah, and I think that's why he's in the team, Dane Chisholm, for the kicking game. Gets his big men on the back foot for Leigh. You know, and I think Featherstone are really going to get stuck into these outside backs now, as you see.
And Leigh Lua delivering his first big challenge for Rovers.
I've been really impressed with the shape of Leigh Lua. I've been watching him all warm up, and he's in great shape. You don't realise how much of a difference it makes when you're in good shape.
Well, here come the Centurions then. Big win over Whitehaven last weekend. This will be a tougher test, they know that. We heard from Adrian Lamb ahead of kick-off. As they get over the halfway line, that's a good carry as well. Well, they're inside Fev territory here as they'll play the ball. Lamone tackled. They're going to go high with Mellor. A test out here. Pickersgill comes forward to catch it, takes it nicely. And what will Adrian Lamb have made of that opening set for the Centurions?
Yeah, I think he'd be quite happy with that. You know, another good set, good kick, territory-wise. But just looking at the Featherstone's team, it could be a masterstroke from Brian McDermott. He's got one of the biggest centres in the comp on the right side, and he's put a back rower in the centre on the left side. So he's stacked his best players and his biggest players on this pitch tonight for a big fight.
Offside here, so a penalty, huge advantage, a little bit of ill discipline there from the visitors. Simone it was who was called out by Robert Hicks. A quick blow of the whistle. When you're going up the hill here, Leon, this is a big advantage.
Yeah, it's a big advantage. Early doors, it's just like a game of chess, isn't it? You know, you're looking for field position, you're looking at each other, you're trying to tire each other out, you're trying to get to complete your sets. So it's just like a little game of chess early doors. Complete your sets and finish with a good kick.
Wildy in at dummy half then, as Fev will want to get an attacking end to this set. They move the ball across. Here's Cooper. Very much a stalwart of this Fev pack. He plays the ball 30 metres away. Wildy has a scoot. Was a Leigh player last season. They're moving it along the back line. Here's Pickersgill. Moves it wide. Now's a chance for Hall. Hall slips by. Pass on the inside, and it's gathered by Leigh, who will get in the field of play. Wow, that was a chance. Could Craig Hall have gone for the corner? Should he have pinned his ears back?
I think he did really well, and he just should have probably backed himself and he'd have gone in at the corner. He's in.
It's in.
But I think that's a warning shot. You know, Junior Moores is a big body, but his skill with his soft hands there was fantastic, and it was Leon's man, Pickersgill. He's picked for the best player in the championship at the moment. You know, created that opportunity.
The thing is that Hall has got a natural rugby league ability, and he can finish from anywhere in the field, so if he backs himself there, he scores.
And in these conditions, if he dives, he slides over the line, doesn't he? Well, he didn't, and he didn't, so here come Featherstone again. Wildy looking to point and direct the troops. Here comes Junior Moores. Moores drives it forward, slips a couple of tackles.
This is the big player. This is what they're setting up for now. Right hand shot.
Here's Wildy then, gets it away. They're going to move it along now across the back line. Bussey, who was player of the match last week, is tackled 10 away. Wardle with the tackle, and Leigh having to do a bit of defending early on here. As the ball now comes along the back line, they're looking to get it out wide. Moores on the end of a pass that is judged forward, so an error there from Featherstone.
And I think Leigh have shown their arm there. I thought York last week were quite passive on the line. They sat back. On that occasion, Leon rightfully called it. It was a big shot to the right-hand side, but Leigh were aggressive. They got off the line and they forced that pass.
They're not going to be able to throw the ball around like they did last week. It's much more wet. The underground, it's so muddy. We're not going to be able to see free-flowing open rugby, and if you don't get your timing perfect or your pass perfect, we're going to have a lot of errors tonight. So Fev might need to tighten up a little bit, especially early doors.
Adrian Lamb will be relieved that his side have had a couple of sets to endure inside their own 20, and it's still scoreless here. As Nene McDonald, a hat-trick for him last week. Looks a powerhouse, doesn't he, in the centre. I think he's going to terrorise a few defences in the championship this year. Leigh working it forward. Tom Amon, the former South and West man, is tackled. And here's Mellor, turns it back, and good tackle there from Lockwood. And with early change, Mark Ioane has come off. I think it's Chris Green that may have gone off. We'll check that for you in a moment. But Leigh doing it tough at the moment and working their way forward. They're going to have to kick again from just inside their own half. Mellor just dinks it over the top. He's trying to get it down the hill. Pickersgill will bring it back. Good chase and a good complete set.
Yeah, they are doing it tough. I don't know whether he's gone off with a muscle pull or, you know, something. This mud can cause problems, but I think they're being really patient. You know, that's a couple of sets they've punched out. You know, apart from the ill discipline, it does look like Chris Green's got an injury.
Yeah, just see him there sat on the bench. That is a big blow, isn't it? In these conditions, Leon, losing one of your starting front rows so quickly.
Yeah, massive problem. But as you'll see, the best teams know how to be patient. The rugby league's all about patience and putting the ball in the right areas. And you've seen now from both sets of team that they've been putting the ball in the corner, kicking early.
Here's the ball out the back. Junior Moores is very much a go-to man at the moment for Dane Chisholm. Tackle made. Wildy is in there on this near side. Chisholm's going to hoist it high. Fullback Aikins waits underneath it, catches it nicely. He's got his first career try on his Leigh debut last week, and he's tackled 15 away. I think both coaches, Kevin, when they've completed sets, will be pretty happy.
Yeah, I think they will. I don't think some of the front rowers are quite happy at the minute. Just watching Big Tom and Morning get back to the attacking line, he looks like he's spent already. I think this mud will be something new to a lot of these players who have come over from the NRL.
That mud and that slope. But here we are at the Millennium Stadium, silhouetting the first points here on Premier Sports tonight. Real tantalising clash in prospect. Mellor takes on the line, skips past one, then he's put to the ground, right on the halfway line here. Tackle made towards this near side. Again, they're going to kick to the corner. They're going to try and pin Pickersgill in. He gets it and he scampers in midfield and he's tackled again. It's another really good set from Leigh.
Yeah, and I don't think they're making a secret of what they're trying to do here with the ball. I think Ben Reynolds came over from the left-hand side to kick to Craig Allswing, because I think the threat that this man, he has to run to the other side of the field to carry the ball, and we know how strong Briscoe is from his try that he scored last week.
Neat work there from Bussey, gets the ball away. They were over their own 40 there, Featherstone. Pickersgill was on the end of it. Now they'll go towards Lockwood. Lockwood carries on the halfway line, centre of the field. The conditions, as you can see, the rain we had pre-game was treacherous. And now it's going to be Morgan Smith. His kick comes off a lead player. Now, what's this played at? This is a big call here for Robert Hicks.
Yeah, I think he's gone with Leigh. So that's a massive turning point at the start of this game. It's probably, you know, first chance to attack this line for Leigh, and they'll throw some shape through Joe Mellor and Ben Reynolds.
Leon, you talked about the need to be patient. Leigh have been patient. They've not tried to push anything, have they, ball in hand yet?
Yeah, I've been really impressed with the guidance from Mellor. He's guiding him around the field. He's keeping him patient. The forwards are just keeping it simple. They're not looking to tip on too much, just making hard yards, straight, direct, and playing the ball quickly. So, yeah, impressive from Leigh so far.
Well, it's a problem with Chris Green's arm. That's the problem. So we'll get more on that from Ross down at pitch side as we can. As now Leigh look to play centre of the field. Good hands there. Ioane gets it away. Now here they go inside the 40-metre line. Taken forward by John Asiata. He's wrapped up. 25 away. Big chance here for Leigh as they attack the open terrace down at the bottom of the slope here. They take it in again. 15 away. Featherstone's turn to defend here as Aaron Smith is at dummy half. He looks up. Oh, they wanted it on the left-hand side, but he's come right now. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication.
Yeah, definitely went the wrong way. The numbers were left. Featherstone is still short on the left. Featherstone still short out there.
Well, Smith now fires the ball. Here's Mellor. Little grubber kick won't reach in goal. It's picked up on the line. And they'll be disappointed with the end of that set there. You could see the frustration, Leon, over on that Leigh left-hand side. They thought they had the numbers.
They went the wrong way the first time, and then by the time they went back the left-hand side, Feather sorted it out. But they won't be too disappointed from finishing the set with 1 yard away from the try line.
Yeah, we're hearing Chris Green suspected fracture of his arm, so that is no good. We hope he's going to be okay, but doesn't look too good for Chris Green. His night looks like it's over already, and Leigh forced into that early change. Here come Rovers now, bringing it forward. Good tackle there from Keenan Brand. And he makes Lockwood roll over in the dirt to get up on the last one. This time the kick is in between the fullback and the winger on the far side. Dixon will retreat, picks it up, brings it back at speed. He's looking for a gap in the line, and he almost found one.
He's dropped it.
But he's come up with an error. And now Featherstone have it back, and Smith bumps off one like a front rower, gets it away. Davis is out there, his 250th career appearance. Ben Reynolds had a bit of a swing at him there.
Yeah, I'm worried for Leigh's middle here. They look really out on the feet. Amon and John Asiata really struggling.
Well, here's Bussey, hands one off. They're going to move it along. Here's Chisholm, he's going to kick. Going out for the corner for Hall. Hall tries to put it back in field. Fev react, he did well there. The Leigh defence get to him. But Leigh at 6s and 7s at the moment. They're under pressure on their own line. Chisholm again moves it infield. Lockwood with a no-look pass. Bussey again shrugs one off. Gets it to Smith. Smith to Davis. They're moving it along the back line. Big step, Leigh Lower. Leigh Lower going for the line. Oh, the flick pass. What a pass. Briscoe is in. Briscoe in. His second in 2 games. But that's what the fans wanted to see. Joey Leigh Lower with a flick pass. And Briscoe is in.
Never mind the fans, that's what me and Kev wanted to see as well.
Featherstone 4, Leigh 0. What a pass from Leigh Lower.
Well, he had to bump 3 people off before he got a chance to do the pass, the skill. You know, that was an afterthought. He's bumped a couple of the best defenders on the team and then flicks it one-handed in absolute torrential conditions. And we spoke about the class and the head-to-head of these men, and it's 1-0 to Leilua.
I'd say 3-0 after doing that.
Yeah. He's definitely winning.
That was... It's still, to be fair to Briscoe, it took some scoring. He scored at York last week and he scored again.
Mark, you could score that.
Well, we've just seen a glimpse of the future. There he is, the man that no one expected to see in the Championship on Premier Sports this season. And there's his coach, Brian McDermott. He never gives a lot away, Brian, but he'll be pretty pleased with that.
There comes a point in the game where it just becomes about being one-on-one. You don't have to be a big move, but you need in your centres a little bit of class, somebody that can create things out of nothing. And that's what Featherstone have signed. They have got clear intentions that they want to get promoted this season. And with his class and the skill what he showed there, he's undefendable sometimes.
Yeah, Leon, I think it's a reward. You know, his defensive efforts, he's bent his back and give it to a couple of them. He brought the ball off his own try line. So he's not just waiting for that clinical nature and nice pretty stuff. He's doing the tough stuff too, so great reward.
I think he can do that because he's in shape. You know, he's one of them guys that's a big guy where, you know, you can put weight on easily, but he's come over here to England in very, very good shape.
Great try, great conversion as well, by the way. Craig Hall, his 499th career goal, but there's the try again. Leigh Lower with a flick pass, Briscoe ducking under the cover. 6 points to 0, Featherstone lead. What a pass, what a brilliant bit of skill.
I think Leon's being a bit harsh. I don't think you could have scored that. I think Briscoe did really well. He's beat a couple himself.
I was only joking, he did well, I'm only joking.
Maybe going down the hill, Leon. Might have slid over, but here come Featherstone bringing the ball off their own line. This is a big set for Leigh now. They've just been punctured defensively. What have they got to come back with? As Rovers bringing it off their own line. There is a stiff breeze blowing, but it's run across the game, and a penalty here, hands in. Bit of injury news for Featherstone as well. Josh Hardcastle's just had to go off. He's got a suspected hamstring problem as Rovers kick for touch. That's a great touch finder as well up there.
It's a great kick, and if they can go back to back, it's, you know, even if they don't score points here, the energy that it's going to take out of this Leigh side. I think Lockwood's leading this pack fantastic. Backed up with Bussey. At the minute, they're getting on top of this Leigh pack.
Yeah, Bussey again carries forward. Wildy in at dummy half against his former club. Scoops out straight up the middle. Tackle made. Needed to be made as well by Wardle. A little bit of messing about there. Referee waves 6 again. So it's going to be another set of 6 here. And now they'll move it along the line. Chisholm short to Moores. Moores looking to get the pass away. Here's Pickersgill going for the line. Dragged down 5 away. Quick play of the ball. Chisholm's over the line. Can he get it down? No, Leigh survive and push him back into the field of play. But Leigh are hanging on here for dear life.
The guy that made the tackle on Chisholm were offside. He's still running back on offside, so it should be a penalty, really.
Come here, mate.
Well, the referee's just going to stop play here.
He's offside.
I think
he's going to stop play.
Keller Bacon, I think you don't get much change out of speaking to Robert Hicks in a derogatory way, so he's giving him a bit of telling.
Well, Robert Hicks just telling Caleb Akins, I don't stand for that on my field, so having a word with the fullback. He's not happy about something that went on there. Now the skippers are being called out, Joe Mellor and James Lockwood.
We've all been around this game long enough to know the goal, right? And I expect better from senior players. And players keep jumping up, asking for decisions. They ain't going to wash with me. But I'm not gonna stand here all day and lecture.
Offside.
I will move on in other ways.
Yeah,
Come on.
He's not even got back behind the line. He's made an impact.
Dane, you're playing the ball, Dane.
Play on.
Got to play it.
Yeah, it's a play of the ball. I mean, Robert Hicks just laid the law down there to Leigh and said he's not going to stand for it, but he didn't give a penalty, so Lockwood will carry forward again.
This is the area they scored 3 tries from last week.
It is. Wildy looking to his right. That's where they're going here now. Chisholm gets it away to Smith. Smith used Davis as a decoy. Maybe Davis just overran him a bit.
That's okay. It's okay if you're half past to take the line on. That's what you want.
Well, here's Wildy again. Is he going to go short? No, he comes back to the post. Bussey is the target, moves it along. Here now, they're getting it out the back. Junior Moores, Pickersgill on the run around. They go short, and it's another forward pass from Junior Moores. Well, he had Pickersgill out the back, Kevin. He didn't find him.
He did, and I asked Leon before. Leon tells me how good this player is, and I said, what's he really good at? And he said he's just everywhere. And he was in the previous set. He supported and he backed up, and on that occasion, you were right, Mark. I think if the ball goes out to him there off Junior Moores, he puts Craig Hall in again for a try.
Yeah, looked like Brandon just nipped in, didn't it, defensively there, but 6 points to 0. Featherstone lead, Leon, but it could be more.
Could be more, because Featherstone attack right, but then when it looks like they're just going to take a settler and get to a point, they don't. The attack, the forwards pass the ball out the back, and they attack on attack, so they're so dangerous.
Oh, rough stuff there. The lead pack under pressure here as Smith tries to get his forwards on a roll. They're going to play.
Great
that was
shot.
better, but a good shot. Now they throw out the big speculator out wide to Dixon. Dixon puts the burners on. Great tackle, Briscoe on the 40-metre line. Well, that was adventurous from Leigh, and I think they're getting the feeling here, Kev, they can't run through them. They're going to have to run round them.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It was great play. I think it was Nene McDonald with the offload, but give Dixon a little bit of space, but unfortunately he was tracked down.
And there's an error. Amon comes up with it, and now Wildy picks it up. So Featherstone defensively strong there, and they get the ball back just short of halfway.
And like you said about Leigh, I think every time they come, Featherstone come wide as well on this left edge. I think they're expecting Junior Moores to trundle it up, but the subtlety of his hands is going pre-line and post-line now and causing trouble every time he carries the ball.
Lockwood, who was singled out for praise by Brian McDermott last week for his efforts in the win at York, he's leading from the front again. Ball now goes across the back line. Smith, oh, Davis has put it down. His 250th game. He won't be thankful of that error.
It's just one of them nights. I mean, if you could see, if you're here at pitch side, you can see the mud. It's been raining all day. It was torrential rain just before we came on air. The ball's actually black in mud, so it's hard to catch. We've played in these games before. It's really difficult. So you just need to keep it tight.
Was it raining in Leigh this afternoon, Leon?
Well, it wasn't when I turned up on the ground. There were nobody there.
For viewers that have just joined us, Leon went to Leigh for a trip this afternoon as Mellor skips his way through. Great run from him. Veteran now, Mellor, but he's got all the experience and the skill and the kicking game. If Leigh can get him in the right spot, they're 30 away here. The Centurions have been under the pump, but a chance here to level things up. As they go now, moving it along to Mellor. Out the back they go. Aikens into the line. He's wrapped up 22 away. Chisholm got a shot into the ribs there as he gets up to play the ball. They're moving it back across the field now. They've got numbers on that left-hand side. Taken in by Reynolds, a former Featherstone loanee. They've got a couple of tackles left here. They're 15 away. Slow play of the ball.
Short side, left side.
They're going down that side. Then they turn it back inside. They're trying to power through with McDonald. He's still going, McDonald. He's yard away. He wanted to reach out, but he couldn't get it over the line. Last one here for Leigh. They're going to try and power their way over. And the Leigh fans celebrated momentarily, but they've lost the ball over the line. Well, maybe that wasn't the way to end the set. So they come up dry and they remain 6 behind.
Yeah, and Ben Reynolds is not happy with the option they took there. I think John Asiata, the longer this game goes, he's becoming a threat with the ball. He's almost playing like an halfback on that left edge. He put the inside ball there for Nene McDonald, and he's inches away from drawing the scores level.
Rovers big set here. They lead by 6 to try for Luke Briscoe after that. Joey Leilua offload inside the 20. Rovers now working it forward. A good run from Bussey. Well, he was outstanding last week and he started off the same. And here's a little bit of news. Joey Leigh has gone for a breather.
They've actually got the hooker Connor Jones in the centre, so...
Yeah, so a little bit of a reshuffle here for Featherstone. We'll have a look at that on the run as Featherstone get it up and over the halfway line. Junior Moores it is who's tackled, last one. We'll try and get you more news on that Leigh. Is it an injury or just a breather? His first game of the season, high ball, well taken by Akins. Runs across over the 10, brings it back, gets clattered for his troubles.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Connor Jones, and he's defending at 3-man. I don't think he'd have ever done this in his career. He's normally bang smack in the middle of the field, so he'll feel a little bit exposed, and I'm sure that the half-backs and the full-back at Leigh are going to try and get the ball to him.
And the problem is, Kevin, is that Hardcastle, who's a centre by trade, he's already gone off for Featherstone.
So there's no centre on this Featherstone side who has got much experience playing there. Luckily, you know, it's very, very muddy tonight, so they might not get exposed as much as they would do normally.
Well, we'll find out a little bit more about that as here goes Mellor again. Wildy brings him down, last one, 40 away. They'll play the ball, Leigh. They're going to go high this time. Pickersgill comes off the try line, into contact, jumps, gets it. Great work from Pickersgill. He's slammed to the turf. They wanted to try and rip the ball off him there, Leigh, but it's another good completed set.
Yeah, I've just been watching Smith, the hooker, and his service at the moment. We got a little bit of a break.
There was a little bit of a break there. And I think if that had been Junior Moores, Craig Hall rather than Junior Moores on the touchline, Leon, they might have offloaded there.
Might have been a different story. Yeah, I was just watching Smith, the hooker at Leigh. He's really struggling to pass from left to right. And he really needs to work in his service because it's important, especially on a night like tonight.
Yeah. We're hearing that Leigh has got a calf problem, so we'll wait to see whether we see him back. There's a Leigh player down in backfield getting treatment as Moores gets it away. Here's Hall down the sideline, ball back on the inside. Morgan Smith races towards the post, dives over. Second try for Featherstone. It's Smith's second of the season, and Featherstone lead Leigh by 10 points to 0.
And they just can't handle Junior Moores on this edge. He was backed up nicely then by Ben Halliwell. We mentioned he's a back rower, but God, his quick hands there. It was great hands from both them players. You know, two big men, but subtle hands from both of them, and creates the space for Morgan Smith to extend this lead.
If you put Hall in the right situation, he makes the right decisions 9 times out of 10. Attacking wise, you know, he's one of the best players, Super League and Championship. He's just a natural RL player, in it. He's exciting to watch. But a great finish from, great support play from Smith.
Yeah, it was. Hall just drew the fullback, passed the ball inside. You can just see Aaron Smith is getting treatment here. This will be a big blow. They've got Attingano to come on, who could play at number 9, but they won't want to lose Smith here.
No, because they've already lost a player for the game, so their interchanges are already going to be down in the middle of the field. So I'm sure Attingano was expected to be brought on to speed this game up, not as a replacement for another injured body.
Well, there's the try scorer Morgan Smith. Missed last season with an ACL injury. Well, he was at York, signed for Featherstone, scored against York last week, and he's in again. And Adrian Lamb has got a little bit of work to do here as he looks on. And we are just waiting for Smith to get treatment here. And Attingano is going to come on here, and we think that Smith was injured in a tackle that led in the build-up to that try.
Yeah, Leon was just mentioning about his passing game, and I was actually looking for him, and I think he got bumped off, and that probably was one of the reasons that there was numbers on the short side. But great eyes from that big man Junior Moores, and not only good eyes but good vision too to get the ball away.
Well, this is the tackle. Oh, he just got in the wrong position, and then he got a forearm under the chin, which won't have helped him. So Aaron Smith is going for a head injury assessment, and he doesn't look too clever at the moment. He's struggling to get off the field, Aaron Smith. He's a tough cookie, you've got to be, to play in that number 9 shirt. And he goes off the field. Attingano about to come on.
You don't realise how tough the game is to play until he retired. I mean, you take some whacks, don't you? I mean, you just expected to stay on and play on with them games where, you know, the tough whacks.
Talking of whacks, this man can whack. I saw him in training a lot and played with him luckily a few times last year, but yeah, the Tongan halfback, he can hit.
Well, here's a moment of history potentially for Craig Hall, looking at his 500th career goal. He sends it towards the post. And another milestone for Craig Hall. He scores tries, he makes them, and he boots goals for fun as well. His second of the night. And Featherstone here going up the hill in control, and Morgan Smith, as all good half-backs should be, supporting on the inside, and there was nobody there chasing back to stop him.
The body language of Leigh doesn't look good. They look a little bit down, a little bit flat. And they need a big set here to try and restrict Fed from coming out of their own half.
Tries for Briscoe and Smith as the restart is gathered on the 20. Ball taken forward, but then tackle made by Centurions. And Leigh up to press, and don't want to put the jinx on them, but they've controlled it pretty well in their own half of the field, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Defensively, they're okay, but it's, you know, probably the penalties that they've really struggled with. And then Junior Moores, when Junior Moores has touched the ball, it just looks like he's in a league of his own.
Here's Lockwood relishing the challenge. He was joking with Chris Chester early on when it was raining. He said it helps us old lads in the front row, he said. And he takes some stopping, doesn't he? As does this fella, Jack Bussey. Holds his nose. He thinks he got one across the face there. He's not happy, Bussey. Smith's going to put the kick up high. Dixon back on his own line. Oh, had a bit of a juggle, but just caught it. Now he brings it back. But look at the chase. They're meeting him inside his own 10.
And that's the chess game we're talking about. The last players Fev have picked up massively. They're bringing the ball out from their own 10. Fantastic chase, good tackle. And now they're restricting them for yardage. So yeah, I think Brian Mack will be very happy with that.
That's the perfect set after points, isn't it, Leon? 100 metres, kick in the corner and make them come at you again.
Absolutely, 100%.
Moore's getting through some work. Ball going forward here with Leigh. Another smashing tackle there. Lockwood, Wildy, Bussey all involved. The meters are hard to come by here. As forward goes McDonnell on his Leigh debut, the Wigan youngster, signed for a month. As now Mellor's going to kick across the field, trying to kick away from Brandon Pickersgill, who retreats, gets it on his 10, brings it back. Brand makes the tackle. Decent set, in fairness, coming off their own line.
Yeah, Joey Mellor's trying to grab this game by the scruff of the neck. He's kicking the ball, chasing his own kicks, and doing what a good captain should do. He's making double tackles. So at the moment, he's trying to pick his troops up, and this is a good start for this set.
Oh, now then. Connor Jones has been tipped in the tackle. I think McDonnell acknowledges his error there. Robert Hicks is straight away involved, but there's no place for that, and the Featherstone supporters are making their feelings known, thankfully, and fair play there from Connor Jones. He did get straight up, and that may aid his opponents.
Yeah, I'm not sure there'll be a card or what colour it'll be, but it didn't look great on first viewing.
Robert Hicks has got a decision to make here. Connor Jones is okay, that's the first thing. The touch judges are on. The hand's in the back pocket. What colour is the card? Is it going to be yellow, or is it going to be even more than that? Robert Hicks.
It can't be red.
Robert Hicks.
It can't be red.
It's a yellow card. So McDonnell, who's just come on, is in the sin bin, and things at the moment are going from bad to worse. This is the incident again. Just gets underneath him, but you'd have to say, Kev, there's a little bit of intent in that, isn't there?
Yeah, I think he's probably been sent on to, you know, put a bit of energy, put a bit of vigour into this defence.
Listen,
he's gone over the top.
It's a game of rugby league. Things like that are going to happen. I don't think he's intentionally trying to hurt his head or bumping him on his head. He's an aggressive player. He's put a big shot in. He's been sent on to make an impact. He's just got it a little bit wrong.
McDonnell in the bin then. Down to 12 for the Leigh Centurions as Featherstone are looking for another try here.
Great shot by Joe Wardle.
Yeah, it was indeed, but he needs a bit of support from his pack, doesn't he? As Bussey, every time he gets the ball, and now Wardle's gone high. Oh, and it's on now. Tempers are fraying here. I think Leigh getting a little bit rattled, and you have to say Lockwood and Bussey at the moment are leading the charge big style.
They are. They just can't cope with it constant. It's like Chinese torture. They just keep going at him, And yeah, they just can't cope with that. I think it was Ben Reynolds that time who threw his shoulder in right at the end. You know, and he could be in bother too.
Well, Robert Hicks again.
Bring back the biff.
Well, I don't know, Leo. I don't know. You can't touch the head these days, mate. You'll be sat in the stands.
No, you're right. You're right, Mark. You're right.
Here we go, another card. They're going to be down to 11 here. It's a yellow card for Ben Reynolds. So Leigh imploding here. 2 yellow cards inside a minute. And Adrian Lamb's woes going from bad to worse.
And it was a cheap shot. He didn't need to do it. Yeah, the high tackle. Joe Wardle didn't mean this. That's fine. It's a penalty. It's this. What's that?
What's that?
Sit down. The game don't need that. It's hard enough. I'm not sure what he's thinking. Maybe he knows him from playing here.
Stupidity.
Such a good player though, and he's let his team down there massively.
Robert Hicks has got his hands full. He thought he was in for a quiet life in the Championship after he retired from being a full-time official. Well, he's got his hands full tonight. Lockwood and Mellor spoken to again. Down to 11, Leigh. They trail by 12.
That looked like something that's happened previous in the game. I think there may have been a little bit of niggle in a tackle. So, you know, it looks like it's something. It's pre-attempted that. It's pre-warned in that. He's not just done that off the cuff. Someone's happened to tackle before he would have done that.
Well, here come Featherstone, driving towards the posts. Lockwood again, leading from the front. Wildy in at dummy half. A Leigh player in Super League last season. Bussey moves it to Chisholm. Chisholm short to Moores. Again, Pickersgill was there like his shadow, wanted the ball, didn't get it. Wildy now will get the ball 10 away, goes back to Chisholm. Chisholm loops it. Smith, oh, there was a slip in the line there. Smith's going to keep going. Gets it away. Here's Jones. And Briscoe didn't get the flick pass off Jones, and he got off Leilua earlier. Ball now coming back towards the middle. Davis. He's now 8 away. Here now Wildy. Wildy gets it across the line. Chisholm steps out. He's going to kick over the top. Numbers short. Here's a chance. Craig Hall is over. Third Featherstone try. They protest that he didn't get it down, but Craig Hall is adamant he did. And he's over for the third Rovers try. Leigh down to 11. Simply short of numbers. It's Featherstone 16, Leigh 0.
Yeah, they were short of numbers, but it still needed a lot of creativity to exploit that. Dane Chisholm tried that previous in this game, and you know, nearly came off. I think Craig Hall got an hand to it on that occasion. This aggressive defence this time comes up. They're outnumbered, but fantastic finish by Craig Hall.
And that's what you're going to get with Chisholm is always going to play what he sees. He's an old-fashioned 80s, 90s halfback where he plays what he sees. He doesn't stay on one side of the field. He'll look for options, short side, long side, early kicks, chips over the tops. He'll play what he sees.
I think, you know, Tom Holmes, I when I saw the team sheet, I thought it was pretty harsh on him, but when you see the quality of Dane Chisholm and what he brings to this side, he's a leader of the group. You can clearly see that, but the skill he's got as well, I think it's a fantastic choice by Brian McDermott.
What else it does though, it raises standards. It makes you realise that if you're not quite on your game, it's players in them stands that will come in and take your position.
So this is a tough kick for Craig Hall. Just a couple of metres in. He's going to look now to add the extras. Sends it towards the post. It's waved away. 16 points to 0 though. And it has been a pretty impressive opening half an hour or so here from the Leigh Centurions. And Brian McDermott, I know you just mentioned it, he'll be pretty happy what he's seen so far.
Oh, I'd be delighted. I think both sides of the game, the attacking, you know, variation they've got has been brilliant, but when they've needed to, you know, do the tough stuff and get down and bend the backs and whack, you know, I think that'll probably what impresses him more.
I'm absolutely boiling sat here in this Chile. It's absolutely boiling. I'm turning it down. I've turned it off.
Okay, Kieran, stay on side, Mark.
Well, you're nice and warm, Leon, and I've got a bit of a sweat on myself because Kev brought some delightful buns earlier on. Now, I didn't participate, and I'm glad I didn't because I sat on my chair in the press box and it snapped. So I'm a little bit worried. I'll bring some salad sandwiches next week, Kev. As Rovers now looking to work. Oh, was that a knock-on? It was.
Sure was.
And I'd make that, bringing the ball out of their own yardage. I think that's the first error that Featherstone have made, isn't it?
I think they made one more on halfway before, right at the start of the game. But with 11 men, I'm not sure what you do with your attack here, Leon. Do you just keep turning it and attacking the front row? I think you've just got to be patient and normally hang on.
Yeah, I'd look to be really patient. I'd probably look just to try and get to last play and roll it in goal, and look for a try from a kick. Maybe somebody chasing towards the sticks with a little kick half-back with a full-back chasing it, because you're not going to beat him for numbers.
Yeah, I like when Ingano runs the ball. He's a big threat, so I'm sure he'll get his hands on the ball in some point in this set.
Well, they've held it in the back of the scrum. Mellor gets it away. Now they move it out wide on this near side. Aikens steps through a couple. 19 appearances in the NRL. He never got over the whitewash, but he did last week against Whitehaven. Here now, they crank it up, Leigh. They know they need points before the break. They might be down to 11, but they've got the ball in great position here. Up against the post. Now they're moving it along the back line. Mellor moves it. Ingano gets it away. It wasn't the best pass, in fairness, and that allowed Smith. There was just a little bit of hesitation there.
They're trying to create numbers, and you're not going to create numbers when you're 2 men down. I think they've got to go through them. They've got to go through them in this set, and like Leon says, look to put an attacking kick up and make it a competition at the end of the set.
Yeah, because even if they get a repeat set, it just takes another minute or so off the clock, which allows them a minute nearer to getting their complement of players back. Here they go across the field, looping ball over the top, but it's behind the winger on the near side. Tom Nisbet's never going to catch that one.
It's not going to happen. You've got 13 versus 11. The defensive structures know how to put the numbers into the right places. You just got to stay patient and look for a kick, but it's a silly ball. You've got no chance of catching it.
Catches it, he probably goes in touch. Craig Hall's a good defender. He's got the space and he's got him lined up.
16 points to 0. Featherstone lead. Little bit of good news from pitch side. Aaron Smith went off with a head knock. He's passed his head injury assessment. That will help, won't it?
That's massive news, because Ingano can play as a loose forward, so they can get a 9 back on, who's a designated 9, and they can put that loose forward position, on the loss of Chris Green.
Briscoe wanted a penalty there. He's told to go back and play the ball, which he will do. And now Featherstone are looking to use their numerical advantage. Ball across, what a tackle, great tackle Nisbet, and the ball's being knocked on. That was fantastic from the St Helens loanee. Put his body on the line there. He might have been clattered, but he came up with a great tackle.
Yeah, and he needed to. Ben Halliwell's already shown the class, the quick hands, but that time it gets shut down. Fantastic shot. Cop's running the jaw, but yeah, he's took one for the team there.
That's the problem we have, though, isn't it? When you're Featherstone, you know that you've got a 2-man advantage, and you're trying to do a good ball shape from 20 yards out from your own try line. If you don't get it right, you're turning the ball over in your own half with 20 minutes to go. So it's that's a risk.
I think you mentioned it at the start before the game about Adam Cuthbertson. I don't think he can play any differently. And I think the strength, they used to call him off the cuff. And that's what he brings to this Featherstone side. So I'm sure he's been put on to, if they can score again, this game's over.
I'm going to say, is that what Feather thinking? They get one more before the break. This could be job done, couldn't it, going down the hill second half? But Leigh have got other ideas. Can they open up their account here in front of the Premier Sports cameras as they move the ball inside the 20? We're watching Leigh against Bradford next week on Monday night as well. Ball now going left here with the Centurions. Ingano gets it away. MacDonald, he's tackled but not stopped, and then they pounce upon him and there's a blow of the whistle and they're offside. So another set here for Leigh, and these are big moments for the Centurions. Down to 11, remember, if you've just joined us, James McDonald and Ben Reynolds in the sin bin. If they can get a try down to 11, this will be magnificent. MacDonald is their go-to man. And Cuthbertson on debut makes the tackle a yard off his own line.
They're not going to do it for numbers, so it's going to be either a barge, a short ball or a little kick.
Well, here's Mellor. Mellor is tackled right in front of the post. They're looking here to work their way over. Stone is there looking for the ball, but they're going to go short now, trying to power their way over, but Rovers defensively were waiting that ploy, and they make the tackle right on the try line. Again, Leigh looking to move the ball. Now a little grubber kick. Oh, what a catch! What a catch! Brilliant underneath the post there. That was superb, but now they've stolen it. So Field, who got it, has lost it again.
Massive play by John Asiata.
Here now the ball offloaded on the ground. Picked up again by Leigh. Dixon gets it away. Now the ball infield, but Featherstone racing off their line. Akins tries to go to the post here. Tackle is made 15 away. Leigh knocking on the door, but can they open it up as Mellor dribbles a kick in? Oh, it's knocked on by Briscoe. Well, they've got to be offside there, haven't they? That's going to be a penalty.
James McDonald's just come back on, and this is what I'm talking about. Just keep rolling the ball in goal. Keep rolling the ball. The other team will make errors.
Yeah, they're a little bit more settled now as well. They've got their hooker back on. They've got the first choice hooker in As Smith. So there's a chance here now for Leigh.
Ioane tackled. 32 he was on Thursday. There's now the ball carried forward by Wardle, and Featherstone having to do a lot of defending here. What can Leigh do here? Can they score their first try of the evening? Ball turned back. Here is McDonald, steps through one, tackled a couple away. Smith is in there again. He's back on the field, trying to poach one from close range. He gets to the line, but he can't get it down. Moores was underneath it. But Featherstone here, what's that? There's about 5 successive sets on their own line, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been quite critical of Leigh how they played it, but I think they're playing it quite well now. I think they've learned from the mistakes, that they're actually changing angle and running the ball, as we see Joe Mellor.
Well, the ball's come free. Was it a knock-on? It was.
I really like the look of this James McDonald. I think he looks aggressive. I think he looks like he could turn into a complete weapon, a machine, and I really like the look of him.
So they're back to 13, Leigh, but they've just had all those chances.
He's on loan from Wigan, so he's obviously been brought up in the right winning culture, the right systems, coached by good coaches. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how he develops over this season.
Scrum for Featherstone then as we approach half-time here on Premier Sports. But it's been all Featherstone Rovers. Briscoe, Smith and Hall with the tries. Is there room for another one before the break? As Davis there was on the end of Asiata's challenge, but it's an error, and Leigh will pack the scrum quickly. Davis didn't know what had hit him there.
This is the set. This is the set for Leigh. If they want to get back in this game just before half-time, this is a very, very important set.
Yeah, and you'd fancy Ben Reynolds to try and make it up to his team, wouldn't you, after doing something so silly. To lose for 10 minutes, he's fresh now, so you'd fancy him to put his stamp on this game.
Oh, Smith at the back of the scrum. Didn't know whether to pick it up, hold it in the back of the scrum or not, and maybe a bit of miscommunication there. And that's a huge error. That is a huge error.
They've tried holding it in back of the scrum a couple of times. It's not working. Just pick the ball up.
He's trying to pick it up between his legs. One arm behind, one arm. I've never seen that done.
Well, you still haven't seen it done because he didn't do it, did he?
That's probably why I've never seen it done before.
Yeah, this for me now. From Macca's instructions will be take 5 drives and a kick. I may get it wrong, but that's what my advice would be.
Yeah, well,
5 straight drives, kick.
30 off their own line here, Rovers.
Must complete this set. Good defence.
Field is wrapped up. Another one who started off at Wigan. They're racing out of the line here, Leigh. Cuthbertson saw it coming and steps up to the 14. 2 tackles left in the set for Rovers.
Early kick.
Here they're going to go now, kicking deep, trying to turn Dixon around. He's quick, Dixon. He wanted to stop it, but the ball's going to scoot on up the hill.
And that's a result. That's a good result for Fev. They get to line up. It's a controlled restart. Leigh have got to get behind the ball. Featherstone line up. They've got controlled restart. Line up again, no errors made. Driving back 5, all good to go.
Yeah, Dixon not had much joy thus far. Though they've not created too much, have they? As McDonald is wrapped back in the tackle. Davis and Field all over him. Here they go now, and Asiata, he seems to be rising to the challenge a little bit.
Yeah, he's like he's in his second win now, and he's played a bit of hooker there when Aaron Smith went off and Ngannou was on. And now he's back to his front row position. Moore's
called into defensive duties there. Tackle made just over the halfway line. No set restart there for Leigh, even though they were calling for it. As a tackle is made, and already they've got to about 30 away here, Leigh. McDonald, who's gone chasing the ball, pops up near side. Now Mellor gets it. They're going just straight up the middle here. They're looking for an offload. They get an offload. Now what have they got on the end of it? Here they are, 30 away. McDonald gets it. Looked for the offload, didn't get it, and all he got was Junior Moore's shoulder in his chest. Short side play here for Leigh. Mellor gets it away. Here's Stone. Stone, can he keep it alive? No, he can't. But they're only 10 away here, Leigh. They're going short side again. Mellor's going to the line, passes it behind the winger.
Penalty offside.
And it's a penalty against Featherstone. These are big, big moments here for Leigh Centurions.
Joe Mellor looking really dangerous now, Mark. He's involved a couple of times there that they were just offside and knocked that ball down, but you know, they need some points now. They've been knocking on the door, and to go in with some points and a little bit of confidence, that's what they need.
They do. Smith is in at dummy half again. Which way is he going to go, left or right? He's looking to his left now. They've got runners in motion here. A chance, ball over the top. Caught on the full by Dixon. Oh, what a tackle! What a tackle. I think it's Connor Jones who's brought him down. A yard short. Try saver for Rovers. Centurions back to the middle they come. McDonald drives it in. Looking for that try. Spent 10 minutes in the bin earlier on. He's back out there now. As now Smith just pops it up. They're trying to power their way in, but Featherstone are alert to it. Cuthbertson and Davis with a tackle. We're running out of time. There were hands on that. Went backwards though, surely, but Mellor, well, was that knocked on by Featherstone on the ground? These are big, big decisions for Robert Hicks.
I think they're going to get one more chance. It's very clunky, their attack. From scoring 50 points last week, I think it was probably, you know, they looked a lot better than they were, because at one point Whitehaven were actually down to 10 men. So they're doing it on the other side of the coin tonight. They've got to do it, you know, they've been down men and now they're back to 13 versus 13, but it's really difficult for them to look like they're breaking this Featherstone down at all. And we're passing by Aaron Smith like that there. I don't think it were very confident at all.
I think that Mellor's had a really big influence on the game, but I don't think he's combined with Reynolds once, like passing between themselves.
Well, will they do it here? Because Mellor now is leading the charge, fires the ball out the back. Akins now flicks the ball back inside. Nisbet takes it forward. He's going to be wrapped up 5 away. Last few seconds of the half here for Leigh Centurions. They've conceded 3 at the other end. Can they get one back as they move the ball across the line? Now they've got numbers and the ball on the ground again. And it's knocked back to 0. So they'll get another set, but time against them here. Mellor plays it 20 away. Short side, they're going to chip it over the top. Now will someone take it out? Well, Pickersgill's not hanging around. He's up the touchline. He's still going, Pickersgill. No support with him. Takes the tackle, and they're 40 out. The Hooter goes in the background. They've got to play here. Can they move it? Bossy's going to kick across the field. Bossy kicks it. It's too deep. Nisbet should just see this out.
He didn't need to kick it. He only had to pass.
They should have gone through the hands there. Jack Bussey, who's been outstanding, but that was the wrong call at the end of the half. But Featherstone have just weathered a real storm back end of that first half. Briscoe with the opening try, then Morgan Smith made it 12 points to 0. McDonald and Reynolds were sitting in within a minute of each other before Craig Hall scored the try just before the half-hour mark. That means it is Featherstone Rovers 16, Leigh Centurions 0.
for each of those games. Thank you for joining us at halftime here at the Millennium Stadium, where it's the home side Featherstone who lead Leigh 16 points to 0. Jodie and Kev join me pitch side. Thanks for that, guys. I mean, Jodie, muddy and highly charged first half, that wasn't it?
Yeah, action-packed first half. Obviously, Featherstone looked like they were running away with it, and I think actually the yellow cards possibly ignited Leigh's return, really. You could see the intensity raise. They actually had the best period of play in that last 10 minutes. So, yeah, really tough first half.
Kev, what have you made of that first half?
I was just blown away by the first try. The skill by Joey Leigh, who we spoke about in pre-match. He bumped a few off, and then the skill in this, I can't believe he's done that.
Talk about coming in and making a statement.
He made a statement, and then unfortunately, I think he's pulled his calf. But yeah, as we see the try now, it's, they shipped it onto him, and he looks like he's well contained. He's up against good defenders, but he's got rid of two there, and then the subtle hands, he's put it in his right hand, and every winger is taught when they put it in that arm, come and shut it down. And he's put it in that right hand, he skips one, he bumps off another, he skips past Nene McDonald again, and then the flick and lands on his head. But still had a lot to do there, did Briscoe, so fantastic first try.
It certainly was, but we're seeing that again there from Joey Leigh. We can't overlook that. You and I were sat together, Jodie, and we both went,
yeah, really impressive, and I think justifies all the hype surrounding him pre-match. Unfortunately, obviously didn't manage to see out that first half, but the skill on show there proves why he's such a really exciting signing for Featherstone. And I think a lot of credit has to go to Luke Briscoe there. I think it took some finishing. It also took a lot of understanding to know where he needed to be in order to take that pass for the brilliant offload. So yeah, brilliant try first.
It certainly was. And the action didn't stop there, did it, Kev? Because Morgan Smith had that great try.
Yeah, it was, and they were struggling with Junior Moores. Junior Moores all half. He's a big man, and you expect him to try and run over the top of you. But the quick hands there by Junior Moores, then on to Ben Halliwell, and great support play. Leon mentioned it before about how good Craig Hall is at summing them. Once he gets away, it's almost shut the gate, it's over. But the big man to another big man for quick hands. And then the great backing up by Morgan Smith, it was the half-back on this occasion, to put them 2 tries in front.
Sorry, go on, Jodie.
We spoke as well about the fact that Halliwell's out of position there in the centres, but that was actually perfect centre play there to find that quick pass. And Craig Hall, we saw miss a chance early on where he should have probably gone in the corner, but actually tried to throw the pass inside. It didn't quite come off, but there we see him really nail that for that second try.
Definitely.
Leigh, we're looking almost like they were struggling a little bit then, and things went from bad to worse where they got 2 yellow cards in the space of a minute, Kev.
You could see the frustration boiling over. The first one I can sort of give it him a little bit, you can get away with that. It was, he's come on, he's fresh, he's full of energy, he's a young player, and it's gone a bit wrong. Helped by Atta and Garno, I can give him that one. But the next one, I just can't understand what he's doing. We see this tackle again, McDonald. Jordy, was playing all over the field. Sometimes you come on and you're asked to do a bit of work, but wait, this one here, Ben Reynolds, what's he thinking?
I think that's just where there's probably a bit of miscommunication. They're trying to raise the intensity, they're trying to get back into the game, and they're just doing it not quite in the right way. We saw it by that first tackle from McDonald, and then, like you say again, Ben Reynolds, just not quite getting that intensity right.
I think that's probably from frustration, the frustration of going behind on the scoreboard, not really creating many chances. So I think a lot of that comes from frustration.
It certainly does, and it's a well-deserved lead, isn't it, that Featherstone take in to the break, Kev?
Yeah, and I think off the back of that, they exposed it. They went down to 11 men. So off the back of the 11 men, I think it was Dane Chisholm who put the kick over for Craig Hall, exposing it and making another try.
Yeah, I think, we spoke about the kicking game from Featherstone as well, and this is where they got it exactly right. You see again that intensity there from Mellor trying to shoot in and shut the play down. Didn't quite get there, which left the space then to find the kick over the top.
And Dane Chisholm, definitely good value for his position in this team.
Yeah, absolutely. He's filled in brilliantly well there in the halves. And you just see he's got time on the ball, he looks up, he finds his wingman, and really in these conditions, with how muddy it is, that is a great take from Craig Hall and good finish.
Yeah, he gets one, he's missed one, he should have scored one, but he got one in the end.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be a muddy second half as well. Don't go anywhere, second half is coming up.
Blimey, Money Super 7. Your motorway shenanigans could have compromised our entire operation. But your leap of faith did save Dan an impressive £264 on his car insurance. And saved him £150 on the costs of running his car. Double whammy.
The Money Super 7, helping Britain save on car insurance and so much more. Super Save with Money Supermarket.
Right now, it's tough, but it does get easier. It might take some time, but you can feel like you're...
Now, during that first half, I put my food order in with Ross, so let's see what he's come up with for me, shall we?
I've dropped one on the floor, I'm going to be honest, so...
To be honest with you, Ross, I wasn't expecting anything less. What have you got for me?
I think one's meat and one's veg.
I think one's a mud pie.
Yeah, one's
That's
a mud
what
pie.
it is.
I can't wait.
I was so excited about this. Are we going to try it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you know what? Let's get your verdict first on this one.
You're not going to brave it, no?
Do you know what?
Right.
Quite a few Featherstone Rover fans have said that the food here is really good. So give it a go. Give it a verdict. Should we mark it out of 10?
Oh, do you know what? It's piping hot.
Oh, it is hot, that, isn't it? Oh, you're struggling there, Ross.
I can't get it in. This is such a mess.
I mean, you don't get this on Bake Off, do you? How's that?
Oh, it's
good?
fantastic.
What are you giving it out of 10?
You know what? Service from Wendy, 10.
Wendy.
Pie, 10.
Wendy
Having the
service,
best time.
10 out of 10. Do you know what? See if you can beat that next week, because we're going to be here in Leigh, aren't we, next week? So let us know what food we need to try over in Leigh, and we'll get Ross's ratings.
Oh,
How about
yeah,
that?
I'm up
Should
for
we
it.
do
I'm
that?
up
We'll
for
go
it.
with
Let's
that.
do it, yeah.
Listen, Ross.
Highlight of my career. Go on.
We've peaked here, haven't we? Second half is on the way, but you've been in and amongst it. How amazing is the atmosphere
Oh,
tonight?
it is amazing, you know. Monday night's championship, rugby league, I think it's popping off. it's such a great atmosphere.
Ross, thank you very much for getting me the pie. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. I want to see you eat it.
Well, I'll be tucking into this in the second half. Mark Wilson, unfortunately, we aren't going to save you any of this pie. This is all mine, I'm afraid. He has got your second half on the way.
Yeah, cheers, Emma. Probably after my seat collapsed earlier, it's probably a good job I haven't got a pie, but never mind. Hopefully next week at Leigh we'll get one. Big second half to come here as we are about to get underway. Big second half though needed for Leigh here, going up the hill. Kevin, this is going to be tough.
Yeah, and just looking at Adrian Lamb and Chris Chester come over, they just walked across the field and they look disappointed, you know, so I'm sure they've given it the team here. There needs to be a response, but, you know, in a legal manner.
Yeah, a couple of yellow cards not aiding the Centurions' cause as we get underway. Then Leigh going up the hill and the ball holding up in the wind, and what a nightmare start for the Centurions, because Cuthbertson comes up with a ball from the kickoff and Featherstone right on the front foot here with Bussey. Disastrous start for the Centurions.
And we saw an identical kickoff at the start of the game, and Dane Chisholm put his body on the line, and that time it was Caleb Aitken who just didn't fancy it. He pulled out and Fev, you know, get the ball with a chance to almost put this game to bed if they can score again.
Well, they lead by 16.
Perfect shape on the right hand side here now for Fev.
Well, that's where they're going now. Cuthbertson is wrapped up. About 5 away when he falls to the ground. Wildy waits at dummy half, goes back towards the centre of the field. Bussey gets it away. Chisholm did well to hang on to it. He now gets it to Pickersgill. Pickersgill is wrapped up. He's tackled about 8 off his own line, far side of the field. Craig Hall, scorer of the third try, gets the ball back. They're going short side again with Moores. Great tackle from Mellor. They're trying to inch him over the sideline, but that's going to be the last tackle, so a bit of a disappointing end to the set.
They won't be too disappointed. They've made no errors. They've turned the ball over on the 7-metre line. They get a chance of a controlled restart. The bar up here now, and here we go.
Big carries these for Centurions, and all that pressure, didn't they, at the end of that first half, but couldn't get the ball over the line. Got 90 metres to go here, but it'll be interesting how the Leigh pack react to this challenger coming up the hill. As
good defence so far, real physical, aggressive.
They're trying to power their way forward, but it's not easy, is it, in these conditions? Featherstone on their travels at Workington next weekend. As the Centurions, just outside their own 30 at the moment, will play the ball. And here it's taken forward. Good challenge there by Bussey again. And now they need a good kick up the hill as they go high over the top, trying to kick in behind Craig Hall.
Great kick.
Fantastic kick.
What's the chase like? Can they pin him in his own 10 metres? Not quite, but he'll be pretty happy with that, the Leigh Centurions side.
Yeah, great kick, and Joe Mellor again, great captain, great leader, chases his kick, and he's involved again in this second tackle. So, like we mentioned in the first half, he's doing everything he can. I think James McDonald's backing him up very well since he's been on the field. There's another break.
As here's Hall down the sideline, little kick step, ball back inside to Pickersgill. Pickersgill trying to beat the cover, but he's dropped the ball in field, and Leigh have got it back. Well, Pickersgill just couldn't get round Stone, and that could be a crucial tackle in this battle of the big guns in the championship, and Leigh have got it back. So an early, well, not an error, but they didn't quite execute it well enough there.
No, I think it's a good error. If you have a good error, you know, you nearly break them down. I think Brandon Pickersgill, every time there's a break or half a break, he's around the ball and creating havoc. So, you know, it was a great chase by Sam Stone, so we've got to give credit to Leigh there. It was a great chase back, and, you know, they're still showing a lot of resilience defensively.
Here's Wardle, drives it in towards halfway. Smith completes the tackle with Connor Jones. Remember, a couple of injuries earlier on either way. Chris Green of Leigh, a suspected fractured arm, had to leave inside the opening 5 minutes, as Leigh now are trying to work an opening on this near side. Can they slip the ball away? No, they can't. Good luck to the kit man this week, by the way.
Yeah, good luck to the kicker here too.
Last one on halfway. Low kick towards the near side. It'll find touch. So Leigh have completed 2 pretty decent sets.
I had a saying when I went to Catalan, Trent Robinson used to have a saying about creating space. What he means by creating space is quick play the balls, having some impact when you run, and Leigh needs to start creating faster play the balls so the half-backs can attack on the front foot, so the forwards can wind up and hit the ball on the advantage line. At the moment, very slow play the balls. Featherstone are controlling the ruck speed.
And they'll choose to start in the middle of the field here as Leigh really looked to put the squeeze on them. They could do with an error, Leigh, here from their hosts. Featherstone 3 tries unanswered so far, and we know they can strike from anywhere as they bring the ball forward. A tackle made by Stone. As now they keep it tight up the middle. Not been too risky at the moment as Field just gets to his feet, plays the ball. Wildy pops it up short, taken in. Cuthbertson is trying to offload that. They wanted a knock on there, Leigh. The referee's not having any of it. And he'll play the ball now. And here they go, looking to get it out wide. Have they got the numbers? Miss out ball over the top. Here's Hall. Hall cuts back inside. Hall still going down the sideline. He's wrapped up. This is the last one. Wildy in at dummy half. Wildy will
high kick.
Get it away. They're going to come to the centre of the field here. Smith will moving along the line. Now they are going to hoist it high. Tester here for the fullback again. He didn't want it, and it got a lucky bounce, and Dixon was quickly on it, but Aiken's got to come and take that.
He doesn't fancy it. If I was playing now, every time I'd put a couple of runners either side and just put it right on his head, and I just don't think he wants that physical contact. It's probably the first time he's ever played in a game like this. Coming over from Canberra, I think he's played out before. He's been in New Zealand, so these conditions will be a bit strange for him.
Good hands on the line there. Here's Nenny McDonald, gets it away to Reynolds. Reynolds is dumped to the ground. News down at pitch side says that Joey Leilua will not be back tonight for Featherstone. And they lost earlier on as well. Josh Hardcastle was here now. Good work from the Centurions. Up the middle they go. Last one. They're only 30 away. Smith at dummy half. Wants to get the ball out wide. They're going to now put the little kick, reverse kick, straight in the arms of Davis. Well, he might have just been having a quick nap there, John Davis, but he was quick enough to wake up and catch the ball 20 off his own line.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty poor kick by Ben Reynolds. He's trying to, force something that wasn't there. We saw in the previous set when Featherstone put it up and made a contest, it was really tough for the fullback. I think he just needs to do the same again. He's got Nenny McDonald out here, who, at 6'4", he's a massive aerial threat. So put the ball up and give him a chance of competing.
Junior Moore's attacking, offloads the ball back inside. Fev not frightened of offloading in these conditions in their own half. Briscoe, Smith and Hall with the tries. As they go now, centre of the field, Rovers have got bodies in motion. Oh, there's a race out there. And Nenny McDonald has gone high. He's gone high.
This may be red.
That was high. And
well, again, in fairness to the Featherstone player, the first thing he did was jump up, and I admire the sportsmanship there.
Nothing.
Yeah, tough kid, Morgan Smith. I don't think there was any malice in it. It's just
no malice, it's just high.
It's a good job Leon's not the ref. He'd have been sent off without a second glance.
I was just surprised from the 2 yellows that we've had that it might be a bit worse.
Well, it's not, but the penalty might just be enough for Featherstone here, who are 35 out, centre of the field. Wildy in at dummy half again. Cuthbertson, the first receiver. Inside the 30 they go. Leigh, they've got to defend here. They surely can't afford to concede again. There's now the ball moving across the field as they go from left to right. Players, Pickersgill wanted it, didn't get it. Dixon's hacked it forward. If this stays in, he's got a chance. It wouldn't. With a bit of a gamble to hack it forward, but just maybe for the first time tonight, Brandon Pickersgill just hesitated a moment in the attacking line.
Yeah, the ball went nowhere near him, that's why. But I think it's a double-edged sword. You want to move the ball and create opportunities, but at the same time you need to stay patient, and at the moment Feather pushing that pass, and they got away lucky there that Dixon didn't kick the ball infield, because he's fast enough to score from there. So Fev get another chance.
Yeah, you wouldn't want it to be chasing him up the hill here at the Millennium Stadium, but Rovers do get another set here and they'll start 40 away. Wildy in at dummy half again. Moves it across the field. Cuthbertson sent plenty of the ball in field. Tackle made.
Good tackle, great tackle, Reynolds. Quick play the ball, short side.
Smith gets it away to Jones, who's operating as a makeshift centre tonight. in the absence of both Leilua and Hardcastle. Both went off in the first half, as now forward they go again, Rovers. They know one more might be enough here, despite the fact that we're in the early stages of the second half. As now the ball looking for the runaround from Moores. Moores takes it in. This is the last one.
Kick towards the sticks.
They're going to come now here with Chisholm.
Buzz
Miss
it.
out pass. Bussey trying to rampage his way over.
Great defence.
But again, another great, fantastic set, and look where he's finishing, 1 metre from the try line. Bussey, for me, is an integral part of this team. He was last week, he has been this week, and for me, he's a standout player for Featherstone. He's all over the place.
I think even though they made him leave the ball where it is, it wasn't boring stuff. Another chance there, they could have scored. It was great defence by Leigh, so they're hanging on, and now they've got to bring it from their own line.
Yep, and they get up to the 10. Tackle made by Davis. Remember, career appearance 250 for him. Got another sub coming off the bench there, instantly recognisable by the brilliant white kit. As now the ball just played infield, and Rovers at the minute just happy to defend and keep Leigh stood in front of them. The conditions, as you can see, are treacherous. As strong challenge, but the ball is offloaded to Mellor. Mellor slips one. He's on his knees, gets back up. Smith wanted to be on the end of it. Jacob Jones it is who's come on, the former London Broncos man for Leigh. As now they go short, and they're going to kick across the field again, but straight to Briscoe, who picks it up. And Briscoe will fancy a run from inside his own 20-metre area. Oh, they've picked him up. They've got to be careful here, and they are. Bit more messing about there from Wardle.
He's got the same running style as his brother, really hard to put down to ground, really strong base, strong thighs, strong hips as Briscoe. Hard to put down to the ground.
He's scored 2 tries in 2 games on his return from Leeds. Third spell with Rovers for Luke Briscoe. It's now the ball going forward. Rovers working their way forward. Bussey again. He's been colossal, hasn't he?
He has. Him and Lockwood, they just keep pounding that middle, and they keep teasing it. And while they're smart and deceptive around the ruck, so any quick play the balls he's gone, and at the minute he's getting quite a few off his pack.
Little chip over the top here. Rovers looking for more points. Nisbet did well to get off the ground, but again Rovers turning the ball over inside the Leigh 20, and they're playing the home field pretty well at the moment.
Yeah, they are, and it's Dane Chisholm who's coming up with the kicks at the end of the sets, keeps putting pressure on this Caleb Aitken, and that time it was Tom Nisbet who took the ball. I don't think he wanted it again there, Mark.
Well, there's another change being made by Leigh.
I don't think I don't want it in these conditions either.
I can't blame him.
As they look to freshen things up. As a tackle is made just short of the halfway line. Oh, was there a hand in the back? No, quick play of the ball though here, and they're going up the middle. They've got plenty of bodies in motion, Leigh. Tackle is made. Last one though.
That's a penalty.
Well, not according to the referee.
Well, I'm wrong.
As now they're going to go high. This time they are going to invite Pickersgill to come and catch it. Does well. Got his
safe as houses.
Feet quickly into position. Got underneath the high ball and never looked like spilling it. Brandon Pickersgill. And the problem for Leigh, and again credit to Featherstone, given the conditions, they've made very few errors bringing the ball out of their own half.
They haven't, they've been diligent, and they keep doing this. They keep challenging the middle, they keep challenging them physically, they keep challenging them with the fitness, and at the minute Leigh just can't cope. It's either a break or a quick play of the ball or a penalty like we've just seen.
McDermott doesn't look too concerned. His side leading by 16 points to 0 here. Reminder, next Monday night, Leigh against Bradford, live on Premier Sports.
Big set coming up.
And it's for Featherstone. It is also for Leigh defensively. They are being challenged here. It's Lockwood it is who carries it forward again. Short pass to Bussey. Bussey gets through one, avoids the swinging arm, offloads it. It's gone backwards. It'll be play on here. Junior Moores goes forward. He's trying to shrug off defenders. And in the end, it takes 3 to put him to the ground. And Wildy's in at dummy half, looking to operate
short side.
The traffic. They are going down the short side this time. Tackle is made. Chisholm's got nowhere to go. He's going to be pushed back. And in the end, he's rolled to the ground on the 20-metre line. Wildy now will get the ball away. Here they go. Cuthbertson Short pass. Good defence from Leigh, in fairness. They're
great defence.
Staying tough on their own line here. As a tackle is made on Bussey again. Ball now goes to Smith. Little grubber kick, that's neat. Needs to be dealt with. Drop by Dixon. Gonna be a try.
Offside.
Oh, Connor Jones is inside the 10. He thought this centre business is easy work, but
Offside.
not to be.
And in these conditions, they're the players that you need. It's hard to pass the ball in these conditions. Little kicking goal with a chaser, knocks the ball forward.
And that's probably his inexperience at playing in that position. You know, he's got to be onside because Smith there is opening up that gate for his kick with the dummy. So he's got to be behind him in case he throws the pass. So being stood in front is as inexperienced as you know, being out wide. He's normally in the middle of the field as a hooker.
Yeah, Dixon got away with one there. He's forward come Leigh, three-man tackle. Now the ball centre field with Mello. Needs a little bit more from his forward pack if they can get him.
6 more to go, 6 more tackles. He's wiped the count, correct call by the ref.
Now the ball goes here out wide on the far side. Halliwell against his former team makes the tackle.
He's been fantastic in defence, has Ben Halliwell.
Yeah, well, we did question that when we saw him lined up at centre, Kevin, and that's what we thought, isn't it? Defensively, he's going to be very strong.
Yeah, and he's had that little bit of bonus in attack as well. He created the try for Morgan Smith with a quick hand, so he's having a fantastic game, Ben Halliwell.
Yeah, ball now coming through the middle. Here's Wardle trying to get over the top, 25 away. They'll play the ball now. Oh, a little bit of a miscommunication. Tackle made by Davis. And this is the last one. Hingano gets it away. Little dribble kick through the line, but there are plenty of Fev players back, including Junior Moores. And Moores will bring it back. And McDonald makes the tackle, but Featherstone 10 off their own line, glad to get their hands on the ball.
Yeah, we questioned Featherstone's kicking game last week, and the last 2 occasions for Leigh, they've been pretty poor kicks. You know, there's been no competing at the end of the set, so I think Featherstone are just nudging that battle tonight.
Sometimes you've got to sacrifice one play by getting to the correct position to kick, to get away a good kick. If you can get the ball into the middle of the field and put one half back either side, it gives you options.
Definitely, I couldn't agree more, and I think the fullback needs to chase the kicks as well. I think where you see Pickersgill is chasing the kicks for Featherstone. I think Aitken's going back in a defensive position a little bit too soon.
Well, forward come Rovers, they're up to the halfway line. 16 points to 0. Rovers lead, and they go downfield. Underneath it, over on the far side, caught and picked up nicely. It's going to be brought forward here by Leigh. Oh, the chase is a good one, and that was Lockwood all over it. That was like tackling a tackle back there. He wasn't going to miss that one. Centurions with Dixon are trying to work their way forward, but Featherstone, in fairness, what I would say about them, have been very disciplined in this opening period of the game.
It's the control of the ruck speed. Leigh can't generate quick play the balls, and you need quick ruck tempo so that the forwards and the halfbacks can attack on the front foot, and they just can't get that quick play the ball they're looking for.
Hingano's in at dummy half, gets the ball away, taken forward there. Over halfway, but this is the last one. Hingano jumps out of dummy half, turns it back inside. They're just going to hoof it downfield. Now this could be a decent kick. How's the bounce going to be? It bounces up in goal. It'll be caught by Pickersgill. He's going to have to bring it ball. They went high and missed. And it's probably a good job there for Ben Reynolds. He didn't get any contact.
Yeah, it was. He's already sat down for 10 minutes. I just think that was a great kick. I think they just need to invest a little bit more in the kick chase. I think, you know, they nearly got there. If they sprint down there, they catch him in goal, and then they're attacking this line rather than defending their own.
Well, they're up to the 20, Featherstone. Crowd in good spirits here at the Millennium Stadium, and travel to Workington next week. Monday night on Premier Sports sees Bradford going to the Leigh Sports Village to take on the Centurions. There's now Featherstone moving it along the line. Out the back they go. And now they're trying to offload. Oh, that offload was a poor one. Rare error there from Briscoe. And it's regathered by Wardle. So an error from Featherstone. Can Leigh step in now? They need to.
It's just the patience that we talk about. Yeah, it's okay to have a shot, but just go inside, take the tackle, play the next set.
Ball now going across the field. Here now, the ball taken in. Jones it is who's wrapped up. Hingano looking around. We've got a penalty. Too slow at the play of the ball, says Robert Hicks, messing about, and he's not having any of it.
Yeah, and this is where we might see a little bit more combination of the halfbacks. You know, I'm sure they did practice for this position lots of times in training over the pre-season. So at the minute, Leon mentioned it in the first half that Mellor and Reynolds are splitting up, and it looks like they're doing that again. I'd like to see them, you know, combine and work together like the Featherstone halfbacks are doing.
I actually hate the left and right combination when the halfbacks split up. I like seeing them combine together, play together.
Well, here's Ngannou now, gets it away, they're 10 away. Ball now up, looped out the back here on the angle, taken forward MacDonald, an offload here. And it may just take something off the cuff to get Leigh over the line, because Rovers have been pretty well disciplined so far defensively. Ball to the middle with Mellor. Mellor gets it away, taken forward here, but they're still 8 metres away. 2 left in the set. Ngannou
Mellor
setting up post.
Mellor setting up right.
Well, that's where they're going now with Mellor. Takes on the line. Good tackle, Wildy. Stopped him dead in his tracks. 3 out, last one. Ball now needs to go out the back. It's on the ground. It's not the best. They're going to put the kick in. It comes off a Featherstone defender. It's going to be picked up by Briscoe. And Briscoe now pins the ears back. Up towards the 40 he goes. Strength. And he's brought down. Might be a bit of blood coming out of Briscoe's forehead there. As now forward comes Chisholm. And Featherstone are looking to break and put this one to bed if they can. Great pick-up on his own line, though, by Briscoe.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of spice coming into this game. Craig Alsh's been taken out off the ball by Dixon, it was on that occasion. And he's hit him hard and he's stayed down. The physios are on. And I think Robert Hicks is going to be coming over and speaking to the touch judge about that. But it was a little bit naughty and, you know, a little bit late there by Dixon, the winger.
Halfway through the second half, still 16 points to 0. We thought at times this one might boil over tonight, given what is at stake. You know, it may only be 2 points in round 2, but, you know, these two are expected to be right up there.
Yeah, and I still think there's half a chance too, the way it's going. I think he's going back in his pocket. There's a blood bin.
Yeah, so Hall it is who's coming off. Well, Briscoe's got a bit of claret as well. We just saw that one, but it's Hall who's going off. This is the pickup again. What a pickup that is from Briscoe. Done past one.
So strong to stay on his feet.
Not easy either in these conditions, and we did. Yeah, I thought there was a bit of blood around the eye. And he'll play on. Robert Hicks can't have seen that one. There's Lockwood on his knees if he has to get another yard. Wanted a penalty, no, says Robert Hicks. And forward come Rovers. They know one more score and this is done. And they're in position here, last one. They're going to come across to the near side. They're going to put the kick deep. Should be taken on the full. Is taken on the full, but has to come back into the field to play. Dixon's dropped it! And it was knocked on, luckily for him. Well, he's come up with 3 howlers tonight, Kieran Dixon, but that might be the one that wraps this game up.
Yeah, and I think Featherstone are just showing a different way of playing. We saw last week that, you know, the variation and how many different attacking options they've got, but tonight they've just ground this game out. It was another great kick by Morgan Smith and chased, and that's what you do. You force the error, you frustrate the life out of the team, and Leigh at the minute, they look like they've lost the patience and they're trying to chase for points.
Scrum then, 10 metres out, right in the middle of the field. Wildy looks to his right-hand side. That's where he's going now. Here's Dane Chisholm. Chisholm to Connor Jones. Jones wrapped up. These are pivotal moments in round 2 of the championship. Lockwood carries again, strongly.
Chisholm organising.
Ball now within 5. Wildy gets it away. Smith, here's the play. Pickersgill into the line. Couldn't find the pass. Wrapped up, didn't panic. Keeps it under his control. And now they're going to try and pinch one down the short side here. Ball's on the ground.
That's
picked up. It's play on. It's play on, and they are over. And I think it's John Davis. Career appearance 250. And he's over for a try. He's nicked one from close in. Doesn't matter how you score them, they're all worth 4 points. And Featherstone surely now are wrapping up the 2 points on offer in the championship. They lead by 20 points to 0.
And it doesn't matter where this bloke plays on the field, John Davis. He can play in the centre, he can play in the front row, and his deception as a 9 there, he gets his reward because of his effort. He's always willing to jump on the ball first, to take a tackle, to take contact. And the way his desire, he just wanted that more. He just wanted that more than every other league defender, and he deserves that try.
He wasn't even on, was it really? They weren't really outnumbered. It were nice little attempts at a pass. Ball got knocked down, and like I said, he just wanted it more than the league players.
Joe Mellor pre-match was speaking about, you know, where they could improve on last week, and they conceded a soft try against Whitehaven, which was very, very similar to that. And they switched off, and they switched off again. So Adrian Lamb will be going over this. You know, we spoke in the week about, you know, it not being a disaster if they lose. It's not their end of the season. It's about progressing. But I don't think they've progressed there. They've not learned from the mistakes from the week before. And they've got to do that if they're going to come to places like this and beat a good Featherstone side.
Yeah, Craig Hall, who went off for a quick bit of treatment, is back on here, looking to add the extras from out wide. He'll send it towards the post, uses the wind to drift it in. The flags go up. Craig Hall's goal kicking is tremendous. Broke through the 500 goals tonight, and he's well on the way for another 500 as well.
I just think that, like, sometimes when you play an easy game and you win by 40, 50 the week before, it doesn't give you the right attitude going into a big, tough game, and, you know, this is a result of it.
Well, it's a try again. Hit Dixon on the hand, and who's the first to react? John Davis. And in a one-on-one on the line, Dixon's never going to stop him.
No, he's never going to stop him. And I spoke to Chris Chester before the game, and I said, was you expecting it to be so wet and so boggy? And he said, no, they didn't expect this tonight. So they've planned for a different approach in the week, and I think they've sort of been took by surprise. And this Featherstone side, they've been happy to roll the sleeves up. You know, Brian McDermott, like Leon said, just running straight through the middle.
Yes, another league player took a knock in that tackle. Nice to get to his feet as forward goes Junior Moores. Moores is on the rumble. What a carry from him. I think Robert Hicks is going to stop it here. There was a league player who got a bang on the head.
Every time Moores gets the ball, he's an handful. He's either making 7-8 yards, an offload, a break. He's a real danger man on that left-hand edge.
Looks like Leigh are going to have to make another change here.
Jacob Jones, I think it is going to have to leave the field. I think it's an head knock, concussion.
Yeah. So
get closer, Sam, please. You as well, Tom.
He'll have to go off. Disappointment for him. As the ball will be played over on the far side. Adrian Lamb, as you said, Kevin, look, it's round 2. There's an awful long way. These two have got to meet again twice, including at the Summer Bash, of course. We look forward to seeing that one on Premier Sports later in the season. But this is definitely a marker down from Featherstone, who have played their own midden pretty well.
Yeah, and I think he'll find out a lot about his players tonight, Adrian Lamb. The Summer Bash, it'll be like a different sport. You know, the way the game will be played that night to today will be completely different. So what this game shows is character, who wants it, who's going to dig in, especially when everything's against you. You know, they've lost a lot of bodies, they're down on the scoreboard, who's going to keep going? So that's what Adrian Lamb will be looking for now.
Yeah, and still going.
It usually starts drying up, doesn't it, by Easter. By Easter time, the fields start getting harder, the pitch firm up a little bit, people get injuries, form starts to come. So these early games sometimes are a little bit of a false pretense. So it doesn't mean that much to the end of the season.
No, it doesn't. They're running it on the last one here. Little kick over the top. Is this going to stay in the field of play? No, it skips away. Too much on it from Craig Hall. Didn't get the bounce he was looking for. And it will be a 20-metre restart. 22-0 Featherstone lead Leigh here on Premier Sports.
We're probably doing them a disservice, Featherstone. You know how skillful they're being with this ball and how greasy it is. Some of the stuff that Dane Chisholm and especially Junior Moores on that left edge have done with, you know, against this good Leigh defence has been fantastic.
They've done the scruffy stuff when they've needed to, and they've been good with ball in hand. So Leigh have struggled. And maybe they've struggled with the ferocity of this Featherstone pack. That Brian McDermott mentioned it earlier on, Kevin. He said, look, we had a tough game at York last week. We got asked questions and we found a few things out about each other. And I think that's paid dividends tonight.
Yeah, and you look through the team, I think it's almost the perfect team selection. You've got Morgan Smith in the halves, who's a hooker, great defender. You've got Connor Jones in the centre, who's a hooker, great, solid defender. You've got Ben Halliwell in the centre, who's a back rower, another great defender. So it's perfect for these conditions.
Here's Pickersgill. Got hit, oh, he's lost the ball. And it's come up, and it is going to be a knock-on, and he's stayed down Pickersgill here. Well, he doesn't make many errors, but he's come up with one there. Only seen it at first glance, the challenge, but Pickersgill has stayed down here. But what Leigh have done is they've asked him to come and collect the ball, and it's just popped out in the tackle.
Yeah, and they've invested on the kick chase, Joe Wardle that time. It's a great shot. And now they have a massive chance.
Well, they need to score here. Time is against them at the moment. Well, they want to breach this Rovers defence as Reynolds feeds the scrum. 10 away. Again, they're going to play it from the base of the scrum. Now they move it out wide, trying to crash the way over. Chisholm made a good first up contact there. Moore's helped complete the tackle. Hingano is in a couple of yards off the line. They're going to swing it back across now. They're coming back to the post here, Leigh. Well, you never know, do you, if they can get one as a tackle is made a couple of metres out from the line. Hingano swings it across. Now they go out the back. Can they find the pass? They go on the short ball. Taken in.
Great defence, great defence.
Yeah, McDonald hasn't had a sniff, has he, tonight? There's now the Wardle just tries to barge his way over, but Rovers are a little bit too smart for that. And Leigh, who had all that ball end of the first half, and oh, they're going to get another 6 again though here. Big chance now for Leigh. These are
good offload.
Good offload. And Mellor on the end of it, but no support, so he will play the ball, eventually dragged to the ground. Garno is looking around, he's looking to see where his man is. He's on the short side, they're trying to get out the ball out wide. A little bit of a juggle from Nisbet, he's got nowhere to go. Hall wraps him up. And you mentioned it earlier, that word clunky, Kev. It's been a little bit clunky up to press. What can they do here? They're going to move it along the line, but again, they're wrapped up. Can they offload? That's a better offload. Now a chance to move it wide. Here's Reynolds, lovely pass. Surely this time they're in, and they are over the line, and McDonald slams the ball down. He got a hat-trick last week against Whitehaven, and he's in again. Finally, Leigh opened up this Rovers defence.
And he still had to beat 3 men every time he's took the ball. It's almost like he's such a good player. They've been obsessed with going to him. He's touching it 2 or 3 times a set. I think if they are a little bit smarter, they can put someone out the back of him, because he's still got a lot of work to do there. If they put someone out the back of him, put Aitken out the back, make it a lot easier, but game on now.
Yeah, if they get the ball to the right points of the field, just to the right-hand side or the left-hand side of the post, it gives you a chance to get your 6, 7 and 1 all on the same side of the field, linking up, playing together, and get the ball through the hands, but they've just not done it enough tonight. But that was a fantastic effort.
Yeah, it was. Here's the kick. Tough one in these conditions. Swings towards the post. Flags go up. 22 points to 6 on Premier Sports.
Game on.
Well, Leigh have got one. Can they now get another one? And Adrian Lamb, just inside, will be happy that they've managed to get over the line, because they've had plenty of chances, Kevin. They just haven't really looked like opening things up.
Yeah, you mentioned that word clunky, and they were even in that set. There was, you know, the couple of tackles before. There was a chance where they could have gone in at the corner. It was Tom Nisbet on that occasion. If he gets a better pass, you know, he goes in at the corner and scores.
There's around about 10 minutes remaining here. The Rovers about to kick off. Well, you never know.
No, there was a period last week where Leigh scored 4 tries in 6.5 minutes, I think it was. So they've got it in them, and they've done it before.
They have indeed. As Mellor takes the restart. Ball brought forward, but good defence again. Wildy. He's going to do the full 80 minutes, isn't he, with Jones having to come on in the centres. There's the tackle made, and forward come Leigh again. Bodies in motion. Davis makes the tackle. Garno in at dummy half, looks, little dummy, goes, flick pass, oh, great pass, Mellor goes through the middle. Has he got support? No, he hasn't. Has to take on the fullback, who puts him to the ground. But that was better from Leigh, and it all came about from that offload.
Oh, there's numbers on the other side.
Well, they've come left, now they've realised the error of their ways, now they're trying to rectify it. In the end, they're not going anywhere, Leigh, at the moment. Now they've got numbers on that edge. Some tired bodies here for Leigh. It's a big old hill to get up when you've been played over an hour in these conditions. Tackle made on Stone. Well, they wanted a line break and they've got one. Now if they can get a try here, last one.
Kick for
They're
McDonald.
going to go down the short side. Mellor's got a kick through. Pickersgill brave. Down where the boots were flying, and he comes up with the ball.
Nene McDonald's all over this field. He's chasing the kicks in the middle. He's creating havoc with his offloads, and now he trots back to his edge to do a bit of defence for Ben Reynolds. But he's having a fantastic game. And Joe Mellor, though, I think he'll increasingly test this defence now. I think what we'll see from Leigh is they'll chance their arm a bit more. They threw the offload out the back on that occasion that troubled Featherstone, so I think they need to do more of that now.
They need a Featherstone error as well, don't they, here, as the tackle made by Tom Amone.
Briscoe stood in the tackle again, quick play the ball. They just can't get him down. Early kick.
Chisholm's going deep, but not deep enough from his perspective. Aiken needed to be quick there, eventually got the ball just short of halfway, so Leigh, you'd have to say, territory-wise here, are in a little bit of the ascendancy.
Yeah, big chance in this set. At the very worst, you think they come up with an attacking kick at the end of it.
Dixon happy to hold on. He came up with a couple of errors on his own line early on in this half. Ball goes forward. The Leigh fans trying to roll their team back into this one. There they go again. Taken forward. Amon, I think it is. The shirts ever more muddy. As they're middle of the field, 30 out. Forward they go. Now they're looking to move it out the back. Here's Aitken, gets it away. McDonald trying to shrug them off. He's wrapped up. Good defence again from Connor Jones. Last one here for Leigh. Time ticking away. They're going to go for the crossfield kick. This is going to be competed for on the line. And it's caught, but I think the referee said that Leigh were offside. And that will be a penalty for Featherstone. And you have to say it's a relieving penalty.
Yeah, they needed that. I think they were hanging on there a little bit. There's bodies down on the floor. They're stretching the calves off. Dane Chisholm, he's not played. This is his first game all year. So he's starting to feel the pinch. So Leigh just needs to get back in, get the hands back on the ball, control this set. And, I still think there's points in this game.
I think it's a little bit of a risk when you tighten up too much and take too many one-out carries. You can restrict your ball movement.
Great shot.
What a tackle that was.
I just think Featherstone has just tightened up a little bit too much here now.
Well, you mentioned Hingano and some of the hits he can put on. He's just put one on Bussey there. Even Jack Bussey got up and admired that one.
Yeah, that's no mean feat. We've seen Jack Bussey close up.
For another one, though. He's coming back for another one.
Yeah, that's what this guy does. He's going to go straight at him again, I think.
Here he is, look.
He says, let's see what you can do this time.
He's a great player. Great player.
Well, he was outstanding last week, and he's certainly been up there again this week. We'll get the player of the match later on. There's now the little kick down. It bounces off a Leigh player, but it wasn't played at, so Leigh going to get the ball back round about 35 off their own line. But time very much against them here. Morgan Smith disappointed, I think, with the outcome of that kick. The idea was right, wasn't it, Leon?
The idea was right, absolutely, yeah, but it just obviously bounced off the back and then Leigh will get the turnover. But yeah, definitely the right option, right discipline, just wrong result.
McDonald, I don't know what his stats are, but he's carried the ball more or less once every set, if not twice. His work he's done has been fantastic, and we sort of got cut short our battle that we were having with Lua and McDonald. I think that's going to even, it's going to be even more mouthwatering when we see what these have done. The next time they face each other is going to be a real good prospect, just them two alone.
Yeah. Especially with the grounds firmer, pitch in better condition.
Here they go forward again, though, Leigh. Hingano starting to enjoy it here. As now he gets the ball away. Mellor pops up the pass for Stone.
Straight out, get square.
McDonald's come back on to add a little bit of threat. As Hingano with a short pass. Here's Mellor. Mellor offloads it. Now there's a chance here for Leigh. Working their way towards the post. Offload, he's punched backwards. Play on here. Could be a chance out wide. Ball fizzed out wide and Dixon's dropped it. Dixon couldn't take it in. And the ball over the sideline. That was Leigh's last chance, surely.
Yeah, and that's sort of been the story of the night. Just not quite as clinical as Featherstone when they've got the chance. We thought it was a great ball from McDonald, but it was just a bit behind Kieran Dixon. and unfortunately goes into touch.
Well, 5 minutes remaining here, and well, if they'd have got one there, it's not been a good night for Kieran Dixon, has it really?
No, we saw last week Gareth Gale, you know, struggled a little bit. He dropped a few balls, but they're both fantastic wingers. And on another night, he kicked that ball through and it just didn't bounce up for him. But that's rugby league. That's why we love the sport. Sometimes it goes for you, and sometimes, unfortunately, it doesn't.
Exactly. As Jones is in at dummy half now, working it forward. It's been a real battle of attrition in the middle of the field. Is that a knock-on? Yeah, they've lost the ball, haven't they? So Leigh have got it back. Well, I think Adrian Lamb will have taken a great deal out of this last 20 minutes. I know, Leon, you were thinking that maybe Featherstone have been a little bit too safe, if you like, but they have done okay, haven't they, last 20 minutes, Leigh?
Yeah, Leigh have come right back into this game, but they've controlled the ball, they've created some space, they've created quicker play of the balls. I just want to see their spine click, the 9, 7, 6 and 1, start working together a little bit more. It's still a little bit individual.
A little bit of a slip from Mellor, ducks under one, he's gone well tonight, gets the ball away. Now they're looking, another slip, the conditions getting even more treacherous and difficult. Credit the players, really. There could have been knock-ons all over the show, but they've played some good stuff, and now Leigh are trying to power their way towards the line. Wildy with a tackle. It's Pickersgill as well on the line. And now they're going out wide, looking to open them up again. Chisholm again, wraps up Stone. Stone tried to force it, but the ball was pulled out. It's a penalty.
Yeah, and Junior Moores is pressuring Joe Mellor every time he gets the ball. He's been fantastic with the ball, but you know, defensively he's really pressuring Joey Mellor as well.
This is the set. If they want to have a chance of winning this game, they need to score this set for me. If they want to get back in this game, Leigh have got to score this set.
Yeah, well, they're running out of time, aren't they? There's the ball with Hingano. They have got now the fullback into the line, looking to get it out. Here's Akins going for the line. It was almost over.
Should have passed.
No, he didn't, and he's tackled. He got his first career try last week. Maybe could have had another one there. That's a better kick through the line, but he's just going to roll dead. Frustration there.
I think his effort's been great, McDonald. I think he's been fantastic. You know, obviously Simbin, you know, a little bit too much effort, and you know, unfortunately he put that dead there. But you know, he's not stopped at all night.
Here's Chisholm then, gets it away. Hall brings it forward. Our player of the match, as chosen by our Premier Sports colleague tonight, Jodie Cunningham, has gone for Junior Moores, who's played big minutes again. There he is, Junior Moores. Getting on now, 35 years of age. Featherstone have got a penalty. Kevin, your thoughts on the performance of Junior Moores?
I think he's been sensational. He was last week. He's just been threatening every time he's carried the ball. Whether that he's took contact and he's gone through and offloaded, or if it's just soft hands and he's put someone else in space. But for me, he's been the difference tonight. He's not only been fantastic in attack, but defensively he's put himself around and done a big shift for a big body too.
And Leon, the more minutes he can play, the fitter he gets, the more of a threat he will be.
At this level, he looks like a level above. But I also like Buzzy as well. I think he's been fantastic again. But I agree with Kev. That left-hand edge. Moore, he's been unbelievable. He's been fantastic.
Well, here's Bussey again, gets it away, drops it off to Davis. Davis gets the ball. Big chance here for Featherstone to Ramsington.
It's game over.
And they are over.
It's game over.
Another try for Featherstone Rovers. And the celebrations begin in earnest. They're going to get the 2 points and then keep their upbeat start to the season. The faithful love it. And it's a well-worked try. Featherstone, 26 points to 6.
Yeah, and if anyone deserves a try tonight with Brandon Pickersgill, you know, he's pushed and supported on everything. He's been ankle tapped, he's been caught a couple of times when he's broke through, but on that occasion he had too much about him, too much speed, too much skill, and he got over the line.
Great ball from Buzzy. Back on the inside, and change of angle in these conditions always causes trouble. Sidestep, there he goes. Over the line, that's the winner. As always, supporting Pickersgill. Right hand step.
And bravery, shown a lot of bravery.
Yeah, he's a brave boy, and he'll get them all season. He's always on the end of the line, he's always on the end of breaks. He's in great condition. and he deserves it. He deserves that try tonight. That change of angle in these conditions is really, really hard. Drop-offs, change of direction, change of footwork, people slipping.
It's that multi-talented man, John Davis, again. You know, on the cut play, he's shown his skill before at hooker, and then he comes back on a cut play that time, and you know, he's a try assist this time for Pickersgill.
Multi-talented.
He is. That's certainly made Leon's night. Brendan Pickersgill getting over the line, but a job well done.
I did call it.
A job well done, it has to be said though, Leon, from Featherstone. I know they maybe, in your opinion, got a little bit safe and secure at the end, but they always had Leigh well at arm's length.
Well, I just think it's very strange that Brian McDermott, the most successful coach in Super League history, has been out of work for the last 2 years. And it's no coincidence that it's come to Featherstone, and now they look like the most dangerous team in the whole of the championship. It's no surprise.
He might have just wanted a break, Leon.
He didn't.
All right, looking at that then. Good night for Featherstone, Kev. What about Leigh?
I think Leigh have just been taught a way how to play in wet weather conditions, but I do agree with what you said about, you know, the character they showed. They never gave in. You know, a lot of teams will come here and when they do get 16 points behind, lose a couple of men, you know, they'll capitulate, and they didn't tonight, so they carried on. So, you know, there is massive positives for Adrian Lamb.
I think Kev's right what he said earlier on. Don't take too much from this game. 7-8 weeks, the pitches are going to firm up, Easter time, summer bash, the grounds will change, form will change, injuries will come, so don't take too much from it. It's only early days. Don't get too excited or don't get too down if you lost. Things will change.
Well, one thing that Brian McDermott did say last week, that there was 7 seasons in one season, didn't he? And he was right last week. It was fantastic track, great free throw in rugby, and today it was a grind. It was roll the sleeves up and put your work boots on and have a do. And I think he's right. He's getting his teams ready for whatever he's faced on that day.
A good night then for Featherstone Rovers. They led by 16 points to 0 at the break. Briscoe, Smith and Hall with the tries, and when John Davis marked his 250th career appearance with a try, Rovers were home and hosed. Danny MacDonald got one back for Leigh, but Pickersgill's try right on the buzzer means it's Featherstone who are unbeaten at the start of the season. They've beaten Leigh by 28 points to 6.
some more live content to tell you about that's coming up on Premier Sports this week. We've got 2 live games from the Scottish Cup at the weekend. First is Annan Athletic versus Rangers. That one begins at 5 on Saturday, and on Sunday it's Celtic up against Rovers. Both of those games are on Premier Sports 1. Let's hear from your player of the match now, Junior Moores.
Junior Moores, congratulations, player of the match. And it was Clash of the Titans tonight. What did that win mean to you tonight?
No, yeah, it was a tough game. We expected one, and they definitely come with it. I think we just handled the conditions a bit better today, so credit to the boys, we really dug in deep there.
And what was it that gave Featherstone the edge tonight, do you think?
What was that, sorry?
What was it that gave Featherstone the edge tonight?
I think we just sort of handled the pressure a bit better today. You know, they're a quality side, so we knew there wasn't going to be much in it. So I think with the conditions today, we played to them a bit and just happy to come away with the win.
And do you think that lays down a marker for the rest of the season, sets you up well?
Yeah, well, it's only early. It's only round 2, so, you know, we're still trying to get our things right. So we'll go in and try and fix the things that we need to fix and won't get too carried away.
What needs fixing?
There was a few lapses in there. We let it try in and made some errors when we didn't really need to. So pushing that ball a little bit. So, you know, there's a few things to work on. There always is. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations tonight and get yourself a hot bath.
Cheers. Thank you.
Adrian Lamb joins us pitchside. Thank you very much for joining us. Not the result you want, but what are you taking away from this tonight?
Oh, not much really. You know, it was one of those games where it was frustrating to watch, and no doubt it would have been worse playing on the field. So, you know, we got a poor start, which is what the whole focus was on, and once we got behind on the scoreboard, in those conditions, it was too difficult.
Adrian, how disappointed or how much did it hurt you when you lost your middles?
Yeah, look, I think we lost Sidlow during the week, which is our captain, and that hurt us. And then I think Greeny went in the first 5 minutes to it looks like a fractured forearm. So the 2 front rowers that lead our team were out, and you know, that made it a little bit tough for us.
Yeah, I don't think you can be too disappointed, because at this start of the season we know that the grounds are going to firm up, Easter's going to come, the ground's going to get better, you're going to get some players back. You can't be too disappointed with your effort tonight.
No, I think, you know, in regards to the journey that we're on at Leigh, I think it's probably, if it's going to happen, it's this time of the season. You know, like I said, the conditions were horrible tonight, and we've got a lot to work on, and it's a new group, and I guess the lesson for me tonight is getting to know the players a little bit better and making sure we get the players in the right positions moving forward.
Adrian, you mentioned the conditions tonight, and obviously, you know, it was tough on both sides. I think Featherstone managed to map and defend really well. I think just movement of the ball struggled tonight, and a bit of a slow play of the ball. Do you think your team played the conditions as well as they could have done?
No, like I said, I think we got behind early on the scoreboard and we didn't really have patience. I thought our tackle 6 options were really poor, and that put us under pressure, and then we were chasing the game, and you know, you could see him at the end there when we were trying to score points. No one could get moving. Everyone was sort of like having skates on, really. So it's tough, but you know, we've got a starting point now. They defended and played well tonight. I thought Featherstone, we were a long way off the mark, but you know, it gives us something to improve on.
And in terms of improvement, between now and next week, your game's going to be shown live here on Premier Sports. Give that a little plug. What do you take away and what do you work on, Adrian?
There's a lot to work on. You know, I've got to just make sure that I get in that dressing room now and just have a good chat to them about be honest about the performance and hold players accountable. And from there, you know, we'll just grow as a team. We've got a lot of, you know, that's the first time. I think it was 10 players making their debut last week and 2 or 3 tonight. So it's a new team. You know, we've got to work hard and staying positive throughout this period and just make sure that we bounce back and get better.
Adrian, we really appreciate you taking the time to chat to us here. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Take care.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you next week as well. Thank you, Adrian. We'll let you step aside and we'll get the thoughts first of you, Leon, on that game.
Come on then. What do you want to know?
What you thought of that game as a whole?
I just think that Featherstone are really well drilled. I think that, I mean, the pitch is atrocious, really. Obviously, it will get better, but they played the conditions better. The spine, the 6, 7, 9, 1 and 13 from Featherstone are all linked up together, so they can all play. Pickersgill goes from left to right, sweeping around, counting numbers, and you can see the ball playing forwards. Buzzy's carrying the ball hard and strong every time he carries the ball. 20-30 carries a game. And they just look like they're being well drilled. Brian Mack's a good coach. He's the most successful coach in the Super League era, and you can see it.
Well, we can hear from him now. He's with Ross Fidders pitchside.
Brian, Matt, congratulations. 2 wins from 2. How was that tonight?
Yeah, very good win, and you know, the weather, I suppose we didn't see the best of either team, so in those conditions, bad for both of us, and I thought we managed it really well. Defensively, awesome. We were gassed at half-time. You know, I was talking to the players at half-time, and I just could see in their eyes they'd had a chunk of energy taken out of them because of what we did defensively near our own try line, and to keep them out. I suppose if you want to find out where we won the game, it was just before half-time where we had to defend and defend and defend. So, you know, that's not the best version of Leigh we'll see. Certainly not the best version of us either, but, you know, put that into context of wet weather, I thought it was a great win.
And we spoke about making a statement tonight. Do you think you've done that?
I don't know. I wouldn't use that terminology. I wouldn't say we've made a statement, but, you know, after 2 wins and, after 2 games, and we had to travel away to York, who were an extremely competitive team, you know, and beat, you know, where everybody's favourites were going to be after 2 games. It's a good place to be. But it is round 2, and I said to you before, didn't I, that we won't read too much into this. I do know that I'm in charge of a tough team, and I do know they're already a good team before I got here. So, but what I saw tonight was just this ability to work hard for each other, and they just do it again, and they'll keep doing it again, and they'll keep doing it again. No matter what you do defensively, we'll just keep doing it again, and I thought that was a real strong show in that department.
And Junior Moore's got player of the match. Who else stood out for you tonight?
Well, you'd have to say all 6 forwards that started, you know, the guys off the bench, every one of them just seemed to work hard. If there was going to be a version of Leigh that beat us tonight, they would have had a line break up the middle. And we invested a lot of energy to prevent them from doing that. So I thought Joey Mellor was a thorn in our side all game, really. He was probably the guy that was going to break us down, and he's a really difficult guy to defend. So, you know, the whole pack, I would say, you know, that every one of them stood out. But, you know, Junior had a great game there, didn't he, on that left edge, and both defensively, you know, and offensively, he stood out.
And what about Leigh Lewis? It looked like a hamstring injury. Any update on that?
Yeah, it is Army. You know, he's talking about he was just being precautious because he felt something. And let's hope it is just that. But we don't know. He'll be assessed tomorrow, and we'll find out a bit more.
Well, congratulations again, and good luck next week.
Thank you. Cheers.
During that, Leon got hit by a plastic bag. That was pure entertainment for us here.
It's like one of our hot tea bags.
I think that was Wendy's pies at the break, actually. I think that blew over. We're going to clip that up. If you're following us on Premier Sports on social media, we'll make sure we share that.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for that.
Kev, Brian did give Leigh credit there, and rightly so, didn't he?
He did. Leigh came to play tonight. I just think something that stuck in my head from last week, what Brian said, is, you know, the different changes in weather overnight, and I think what he gets, he's such a successful coach, is he gets his teams ready to play whatever's thrown at him, and that's what they produced tonight.
Well, let's have a look, shall we, at the highlights from that second half. And we start with that try from Featherstone from John Davies.
It's just an error, yeah. Like you say, these conditions, it's hard to pass the ball in these conditions, and this is just will, determination, strength. Picks the ball up, dives over, and he just wanted it more, like Kev said in commentary. He just made a play from nothing, too strong. Dixon knocks it out, but he's first to react and then dives over and deserves that try.
I think he's a player a bit like yourself, Jordan. He can play anywhere, and wherever he plays, he seems to be one of the best players on the field. And at that point, he found himself a hooker, but, you know, so intelligent, but such a tough player too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think from a coaching perspective, what you like to see is that whenever the ball goes to ground, you're first to it, you're picking up the scraps, and you're reacting quickest. And I think that's what we saw all night tonight from Featherstone.
And that's an attitude thing, isn't it? That's an attitude thing.
In fairness to Leigh, in the last 20 minutes, they did get something to take home, didn't they? And you were saying in commentary, there was still time left for them to get something.
Yeah, and just speaking to Adrian before that, you know, it wasn't about the result today. You know, they would love to go away with a win, but it's not disastrous. What they go away with is they know they've got a strong group. They got beat tonight, but they showed character. They didn't give up, and on another night, they could have added some more points too.
They certainly could. And like you say, it shows a lot of character, this, doesn't it, Leon?
It shows a lot of character. Kept on game, kept on playing to the end, and this guy is a gunner. He's going to be probably Leigh's top try scorer. A great offload, ball out the back, Reynolds. McDonald, and then he just dives over. He's too big, too strong, and like Kev said during commentary, I think he made about 30 carries during the game. He was in the middle.
I think they actually went to him too much, and on that occasion he was just too big and strong. But it's almost like the big kid at under 10s. They're giving him the ball all the time. I think they need to use him as a foil, let him run through, get someone out the back, and just change their attacking focus a little bit.
Well, Leon, Kev, Jodie, don't go anywhere, and don't you go anywhere. We'll have more analysis after the break. Welcome back to your Monday Night Rugby League action, where we've just seen Featherstone take home the win. And it's been a busy weekend elsewhere in the Championship. Let's have a look at some of the results. Bartley Bulldogs managed to get the win against Newcastle Thunder. Bradford Bulls, who we'll see take on Leigh next Monday live here on Premier Sports on Valentine's Day, were beaten 28 points to 14 by Sheffield Eagles. Halifax Panthers got the win 28 points to 0 over London Broncos. Newly promoted Barrow Raiders managed to beat Whitehaven 18 points to 4. Widnes Vikings 70 points, Workington Town 18, and York City Knights, they managed to get their first win of the season against Dewsbury Rams. Leon, any of those results stand out for you?
Yeah, they all stand out. I think there's some big heavy results, but I'm really looking forward to this Bradford and Leigh game this weekend. That's a big mouth-watering clash for me. I'm really looking forward to that game.
I want to talk about that more in a minute, but Kev, for you, any standout results as well from this weekend?
I think Batley, for me, we spoke about York, we spoke about Featherstone and Leigh and Widnes, but Batley have come and they've played against Halifax last week, turned them over as underdogs, gone to Newcastle this week, won again, so I think they're, dark horse for the season.
The thing is, we mentioned this, didn't we, Jodie, last week here on Premier Sports, that it's exciting when we see an underdog coming out on top. And there's always a dark horse, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. Barrow is that for me this season. 2 wins from 2 and 2 tough games to start this season as well. So for me, I'm hoping they're continuing that run. I think they're showing the attitude that you want to see when a team gets promoted into this division. And I think Widnes as well are putting their stamp on the league and could be one of the underdogs that make it through to the final stages, playoff. Who knows, £1 million game.
Oh, very exciting. Now, Leon, fingers crossed, you are going to be turning up at Leigh Sports Village next week.
And
not Bradford.
Is it Bradford or Leigh?
We'll tell you again the day before.
In case you're wondering what we're talking about, where did you arrive at today, Leon?
I nearly got to Leigh's ground.
Nearly got to Leigh, didn't he?
I realised, well, my life's just all over the place at the moment. So my head's in a spin. I don't know what's going on.
We've got plenty to excite you here on Premier Sports.
Absolutely.
How excited are you for next week's game?
I'm absolutely buzzing about it. I'm really looking forward to how Bradford have developed under John Keir. They're doing really well this year, and Leigh, after that now, they'll put a lot of things right.
Well, both teams are looking to bounce back, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah.
2 losses.
I think you always improve after a loss. You always address. Sometimes when you win, you paper over the cracks. You don't really identify the problems that you've got. After losses, you always go through in detail absolutely everything. So they'll be looking to bounce back, and I think Leigh may be just favourites.
Thank you, Leon. Right, before we go, just time to confirm that the fixture next week, the 14th of February, happy Valentine's Day, will be at the Leigh Sports Village, Leon, for Leigh Centurions versus Bradford Bulls, 7:15 on Premier Sports 1. And the week after, the 21st of Feb, again on Premier Sports 1, is the Dewsbury Rams versus Widnes Vikings. Right, Leon, Kev and Jodie, thank you so much for joining us. Have we had a good time, lads?
Oh, we loved it.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here next week, Monday, Premier Sports 1. We'll see you then. Good night. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.